20 big bottles of booze.
1 bottle of booze.
Yay!
To our local
Say hi,
volunteer
everybody.
fire captain.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi! Hi!
Kirby over here. Ah. My microphone's not on to the outside right now. What's up, guys? Say hi. Tell everybody who you are all at once. Do it.
Oh, hello.
Hi, I don't know. I haven't and I'm talking to these people.
Well, not my next one. The one after that.
That is literally my favorite thing to do, is just having everybody just say their shit all at the same time.
It's probably useful.
There we go.
Really good, really.
Hello, everybody. We're in a void right now because my stuff is kind of broken. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna be
suspicious.
Yeah, we're just in a void. Don't worry about it. I gotta turn a light on. It got dark in the time that we got on here and not.
We appear to be in a dark matter void.
We were in a void. Let's talk about for a minute.
I've been called out. I've been called out so many times. So just so you guys know, this is tobacco. This is Captain Black. You can go buy this. It's tobacco. So this pipe has tobacco.
I don't have my glasses on.
I would suggest that flat earthers might disagree.
Oh. I have
My wife yesterday, she went and she got pedicures with the owner of our local game store, because we're friends with our local game store. We love them. Crazy Squirrel in Fresno, California. If you guys ever are in that area, check them out. They're fucking awesome. And she found a flat Earth themed board game, which she bought. So I now have Cat Earth, the flat Earth themed board game where the cats are trying to push all the houses off the flat Earth.
That is true. That is definitely true.
We should talk about what the difference is between seeing nothing and seeing nothing, and like there being nothing. Because since we were striking a void.
So what is nothing?
Right, exactly.
The nothing is the main antagonist of the Neverending Story 2.
True. This is true. This is a true fact.
Or wait, no, it was the antagonist of the Neverending Story 1, wasn't it?
The first one, yeah. The nothing, the empty is the second one.
Yeah, because those are definitely different things.
Yeah.
From a quantum mechanics perspective, the notion of nothing is not found, right? There's always a quantum field and fluctuations, and even though you don't think you have anything, you do.
Sounds like a skill issue.
I like it a lot as a rhetorical device when like somebody rolls a dice when you're DMing and you say you see nothing, and then somebody says, "Well, I have dark vision." It's like, yeah, your dark vision doesn't help you. It is nothing. You're seeing nothing, and I think that's terrifying to some players because now what?
The thing with the true nothing is, can you describe it? Then it's not a true nothing,
right?
Because a true nothing is like the exact opposite of existence. So if you can describe it, it's not a nothing.
It's nothing.
I mean, there's various philosophical things about that, but also, for example, if you're a creationist, you have nothing to contribute to modern science.
Oh,
there you go.
Right? As an example. Now, obviously, that's not precisely true.
Yeah, I was going to push back a little bit
and contribute, but that's an example of how much you want to equivocate as a.
Because there have, in fact, been creationists who made valuable contributions to science that got published in real journals. It just didn't help creationism any. It helped other things, but like it exists. It's out there.
But it's weird how when you do good work.
The problem is, what's nothing? What do you mean by nothing? Right? That sentence, as you said, was interesting, meant to be provocative, but also had to be qualified to say, well, it's not that nothing, this other nothing.
Is it just me or does Dapper's audio sound like he's gonna blow your ears out?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it super loud? It might be the wrong microphone.
It might be the wrong microphone. Orange Dot sent us a super chat for $6.67 because it is the subscriber numbers. Hell yeah! Let's go. I like
is
it.
this
I
any?
like it.
Is this any better?
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Okay, but not a lot better.
667 is like 2/3 rounded, right?
Something 6-7 joke. I don't know.
No, it's two-thirds rounded, right? You'd round up.
That's better.
6.6666666.
6 repeating.
My
My company, we have all our trucks and they're numbered because they're required to be by Department of Transportation. My very original truck, 11 years ago when I got hired, was truck 67. I saw it like last week, so I started driving truck 67.
That's
So-
funny.
Nice.
So on that by interpretation, you're not allowed to have a letter in that indicator. It has to be a numeric number.
It has to be numeric. It has to be numeric, and every company uses a different. So like, we use when I got hired, we were all 2-digit numbers, except for our aggregate trucks. We're all like 200 trucks. Now we're up to 3 digits on most of our mixers. When I say mixers, concrete mixers, cement trucks. That's what my company does mostly.
Can you have a truck number 0? Is 0 allowed?
Yes, you can have a 0.
Can you have a 1/2? That's a
No.
number.
You cannot.
Can
So
you
my
have negative
previous
3?
company was all 5-digit numbers. This one's all 3-digit numbers. But
Negative
yeah,
What if you
so-
get to 1,000th truck?
Well, then I don't know. Restart. So
You can't
like,
start.
when
Wait, you can't start
Well,
using like
usually-
irrational numbers or something. Like this is
I
negative
you would
1i
think-
32.
you would think that the
Or
Department of
imaginary
Transportation would be like, people want weird things, but no.
Oh,
We
okay.
do have our new truck. Speaking of truck numbers, so our new truck, we have 2 new brand new trucks. They're not. One's brand new and one's a old truck that's been redone. We have our like dump trucks and our mixer trucks. We have American flag painted 2 of them, 1 in each fleet, and they're our 250th truck. So 200 series is my fleet thing, and they named our 250th anniversary truck 221 instead of 250.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Oh,
We could have called it truck 250.
Are you required to be sequential in your numbering, or can you
No.
just like use?
No, we do it however we
That's
want.
interesting.
Are they required to be unique to the company?
No, well, they're unique within the company.
What happens if you acquire another company?
So that has actually happened. So my company acquired Rio Mesa Concrete years ago.
Real
and
Mesa
we
as
had
opposed to
peel
Black
all of
Mesa.
their numbers off. Yeah, we had to peel all of their numbers off and put our numbers on, and we had to redo all of their trucks.
Yeah.
And we just added them in. The last one of those that existed was truck 52, and I blew the engine in that truck pulling up the grade up the mountain. So we've killed them all. I killed the last one.
Athens is
Myself
asking
personally.
who has truck 69.
I don't know who has 69 now. When I worked in
What?
that fleet, it was a guy named Clayton, and he didn't last very long. But we
Oh,
did actually
Clayton.
have number
We're
69.
picking number.
What about
number
truck
60,
number 13?
61.
We don't have a 13 anymore.
A 61 is nice because that's 2 to the 61st minus 1 is prime. Or truck 127 if I had a.
Landon has strong opinions about integers.
It's true.
Numbers are cool.
Yes, they are.
Numbers
So,
are cool.
so can you
Also, my
express?
type won't stay lit.
So it has to be a number. Can you express that number in base 16 or binary? Right? Could you? Or does it have to be decimal? Does the dot regulation say you must express the truck number in decimal digits, or does it just say it has to be a number?
I would have to look it up. I'm pretty sure it just states it has to be a number, but doesn't go any further than that. But I'm sure if we ever pushed it, they would fight it.
I would like to point out that a number can be expressed with any numeral system.
Yeah.
And so I would suggest humbly that you start using the traditional Chinese numeral system that you can find
What
in
about
like
the Klingon?
street shops.
Here's,
Or the
here's
Klingon
how
one.
DOT, here's how DOT works with numbers. So the difference between like class C, which is your regular driver, and like class A and B, which is your commercial drive, like your special license truck, is it has to be over a certain weight. Well,
Yeah.
that was going to be 26,000 pounds. But they're like, well, what if you're 26,000 and a half pounds? Well, fine. We'll make it 26,001 pounds.
So if you put that truck on the moon, do you have to remove the DOT number because it's no longer 26,000 pounds?
I like to
The
think that they're
DOT
like,
doesn't have jurisdiction on the moon, Landon, so they can't
Very
answer
true.
that question.
I like to think that it works the same way as Bleach does, where if one of the higher a wrong card die, then all the numbers shift upwards.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why. So the
Magic.
requirement on your class A and B
Magic.
versus class C is 26,001 pounds because of that reason.
So what if it happens to be a vehicle conveyance which is not engaged in commerce? Do you have to put a plate on it?
So yeah, there's some weird things that get in there. So like legally, any random driver, right? You can have your car and you can put a trailer behind it, but you cannot legally put a trailer behind your trailer in the United States. You can only have one trailer,
Yeah.
right? I can.
Because it adds.
I can legally pull 2 trailers.
But what
Because
if your
my
trailer
license has
is
the
articulating?
little number on it.
Oh,
if I
yeah,
can
your
want to do that.
license has it.
Like what if it's
Yeah, it
articulating
depends on the
trailer?
license. Yes, it's true. As someone who does work in the transport industry, I do know that.
Mikey,
Oh.
do you want a
Say, what
link?
in the heck is going on? They're talking about numbers and trucks and so forth, but
Numbers are cool, guys.
What's
Numbers are cool.
what's everybody drinking? Welcome to Rum and Coke Night, everybody. I'm
Oh,
drinking
I'm-
crack canoe.
I got a
we
Sailor
drinking
Jerry's
rum?
and
Can we
cola.
introduce ourselves?
I poured
No.
rum in my glass and I
introduce
didn't have
ourselves.
enough, so I topped it up with whiskey. So I have rum and whiskey.
ooh.
So I'm gonna do Tesh a favor, and I'm going to put this mic as far down as possible so that I don't like scream into her ear.
Thank you. I've been blessed.
I'm just
So you're planning on screaming at what you're drinking?
I'm gonna go find Mikey. Mikey, do I
I
find
am
you on Blue
drinking-
Sky?
coffee.
Oh. So
Happy,
I
happy.
have this is rum with no, actually I started with orange juice. I filled it. I added some ice. I put some orange juice in, and then I did a 2-shot of Campari, a 2-shot of a sweet vermouth, and a 2-shot of Espolòn Blanco tequila, and an orange juice, and stirred it 35 times with a stick, and now I'm drinking.
What do you call that?
Specifically.
I'm not sure. I was figuring out whether I wanted to do, a chimichurri or go with a that thing, or I was thinking, or should I go Negroni style thing or something? But that's other people who are bartenders might know. Orange juice, sweet vermouth, Campari.
Is this better?
and-
Is my
and
voice better
tequila.
now, Tesh? Or yeah? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yes, you do not need
Dapper,
to
what are you
eat the
drinking?
lapel milk. You do not need to consume it.
I am drinking
all the
a
way.
Sailor Jerry's and store brand cola.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So, for anyone wondering why I used to drink. I remember our old Rum and Cokes night.
Now
I don't
she's
drink
just
anymore.
dehydrated.
Because
There she
Because of
absorbs
my
the water
medication.
from the air.
because of my medication, I don't
skin.
drink anymore. And I'm actually really glad that my friends over here, they do not peer pressure me into doing that. So I'm really, really glad to be here. And they
I
just
quit drinking myself once.
And
What?
I do remember.
You liquefy yourself and then drink it? Is that what you were doing?
I
She just
quit drinking.
cocoons.
So watch, guys. I quit drinking, and now I'm going to do it again.
Hey, there it is.
Drinking.
Oh my god! Sorry.
Well,
That's funny.
Now I want to know what
Uh,
everybody's best peer pressure line is. If you're trying to get somebody to
God.
drink or do something that they don't want to do, and you're peer pressuring them to do
Ooh.
it, what's your best line?
I don't like to do that. I don't. like
are
to
you
do
talking
that.
about what
That
was
doesn't change.
used
I don't
on-
care what you
tried to
like.
used on me, or are you asking what I?
Which is just your best line that either you've come up with or you've experienced. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I
So-
usually just go for a guilt trip, which
Yeah,
doesn't have a clear
yeah.
line.
That's a good one.
I grew up in this really backwards, redneck, right-wing, horrible part of California, which I just moved back to. That's without the window behind me, guys. So typically we would just call someone gay if they didn't want to do anything.
Oh
which
yeah, classic.
is funny because looking at everybody up on Facebook, like, oh yeah, they really were, like 90% of them. Amazing how the conservative group tends to be.
Every accusation is a confession.
One of our friends one of our friends was a bit of a weeb, and he got this anime tattoo, and it was like
That's
this
if you're getting an
GNC
anime, if you're getting an anime tattoo, you're a little bit more than a little bit of a weeb.
So okay, so he gets this
He's
tattoo. I
nice,
don't even know what
yeah.
anime it's from. I don't even know what freaking anime it's from. He gets this GNC, right? And it's this dumb like GC combined like hexagonal like honeycomb looking thing. And we're like, that's
It's
gay.
the
You should have got the
GameCube.
freaking, you should have got like something cool, like the One Piece like Jolly Roger. And the next day he had the One Piece Jolly Roger. So that's apparently
Wait,
that's our
but
best
hold
peer
on.
pressure.
You're telling me that he got a tattoo of the GameCube logo?
No, it wasn't.
That is what it
game.
sounds like.
That is what it sounds like. It
no,
is a
the
GNC
GameCube
and a
logo-
hex.
okay.
Okay.
I am not homophobic. I'm not homophobic by any means. So this is just I'm a 90s kid. It is the gayest thing ever he got. It is
The GameCube
like
logo.
the flaming homosexual man would be like, yeah, no, that's gay guy.
Yeah.
That's the worst GNC he ever got. And we just looked at him like, why? Why did you do that? Like it's
So
literally
as
like,
I say, two things. One of the things I would say that in this year's, the 2025, winners of the International Obfuscated Sequel
Oh,
Contest.
yes.
3 of the source code was actually which actually written in a anime character. Right? You look at the C code and you see this anime character. So the person,
Very cool.
Not only did the code does amazing things, but it's done in an anime character style. With regards to the
That's neat.
previous question about what's the pressure line in Darwin,
Yeah.
Australia, the line we used was at a bar and someone didn't want to drink something, they used the expression of "don't be a soft cock."
All right.
And that's apparently a Darwin, Australia, but there's a lot of weird stuff happens in Darwin.
So
look
It is
at
a-
the wife. He's brought me a cat. I have a cat now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
It's
angry.
like-
Oh, she's biting me.
Oh, she's screaming about it. My
She's
sister
like,
just got a new cat.
unhand me, you doll
Hey,
creature.
the people know. Does anybody know which cat this is? Who can name this cat?
I can't name your cats.
Kitty cat.
No.
I only have 5 of them.
Yeah.
Only 5 of them, he says.
My sister just got a new cat. It's a black cat. It's a black kitten with like yellowy green eyes. She hasn't come up with a name for it yet. She was showing it to. She called me while we were playing Star Trek.
Grapes.
Oh, Manya, I have good news.
What?
I just finished my 246th version of my set. Hey,
Oh,
Mikey.
Mikey!
Hello.
Oh,
Alice has arrived. It's Mikey.
Hi.
I have been jonesing to get this man on here. How are you?
So what are you drinking,
Sorry.
if anything? Trademark Canada.
Mm.
Trademark.
I'll be back.
Well, it is. You have to say sorry, and if you, especially if you do it in that voice that's done up there, it's and double points if you do it in a Newfie style.
Sorry.
What if you just go with désolé because you're Quebecois?
Désolé.
Well, Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Well done. So Mikey is off to get something, but I see that
Mikey
Mikey has a
abandoned
cat
us.
structure behind him.
Oh yeah,
That
that is a
looks like
cat tree.
Do you have a cat tree?
Well, you
That's
gotta
a
wait for him to
cat
come
tree, yeah.
back, Landon.
Hey, person who isn't here, let me ask
Hey,
you questions.
empty chair.
Yeah, person who's
I
not
don't know if he has
here.
headphones
We're
on or
talking
not,
about your
so-
cats.
Yeah, he has.
All right.
He has headphones on.
So I know Landon has a rant to go on. So should we let Landon do his rant?
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Make
let's
Landon
go.
big.
Okay.
Oh, I am the StreamYards logo.
Yes. Yeah. Same right. I think in there.
Hi.
So you might have heard of a entity called SpaceX.
I'm familiar.
Well, in my opinion, SpaceX remains an incompetent rocket company. Starship, intended to achieve the first milestone of NASA's moon space it's like the Starship is the thing that's supposed to take astronauts orbiting in Artemis down to lunar surface and back up. So it's a space elevator. They intended to achieve their first milestone on that project in 2018. And it's failed to do so. It's failed to reach its 2018 milestone here in 2026. For instance, it has not reached the full capabilities of the late 1950s, a successful orbit on Earth. And so I concur with some space industry who refer to Starship as unfit for purpose. If an engineer says your thing is unfit for purpose, they're saying it's about as full of crap as you can get. So even with SpaceX's new design, it'll require multiple launches to fuel a rocket. So they can't launch with enough fuel to go to the moon. So they have to launch a empty fuel container, have that orbit Earth, which they failed to even orbit once, and then do multiple launches carrying fuel up to load fuel into it to get enough fuel to go to the moon, to then take the rendezvous with Artemis, go down to the surface and back up. So they have to put a fuel tank in orbit, and then they have to do multiple launches to add fuel to that. It'll take more launches to fuel that fuel tank for a one-way trip to the moon than the entire launches of the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs combined.
That's a lot.
God.
And unlike Starship, Saturn V, Artemis 1, and Artemis 2 reached the moon in a single rocket and came back, right? Now they claim they have this invented capability to land and take off and stuff, but I'll remind you, the space shuttle did that in the 1980s, and Apollo did it in 1969 on the moon.
Yep.
So until NASA revoked its reliance on SpaceX missions, I fear the United States will not bring people back to the moon surface. We need competent rocket engineers, not fanboys who cheer when SpaceX's rocket explodes, right? If you've ever seen SpaceX and they actually show photos of people going and cheering when the damn rocket explodes. Now it IPO'd. And by the way, this is not intended as financial advice. Please consult a certified financial planner rather than following the thing. But I believe if in selling me SpaceX shares, you need to pay me money to receive them. Now, why are that? What is it? Because SpaceX is not a profitable company, right? They have been a government leech using taxpayer dollars to burn up and that's why they don't care. That's why Space Karen
Landon is starting to sound like John Galt.
Space Karen doesn't give a damn when it's $300 million because it's not his money. It's a tax.
So talking about SpaceX, and of course that brings us into Elon Musk and all that bullshit, and then that brings us to Tesla. I was like an hour and a half late getting home last week because a Tesla spontaneously combusted and caught the mountain on fire on my one route home. So I had to drive. This happened between in California, between Millerton Lake and Tail Mountain Casino. It shut the road down.
Man.
It's like the one fucking road. So I had to go all the way around the back side of the mountain, which is cool because I'm like, oh hey, I remember all of these like random ass weird mountain places I haven't been in 30 years. But yeah, I had it.
And now it's on fucking fire.
Understand, for example, that Space Karen is not the richest person in the world, in my opinion. He's not the first trillionaire. He is in debt. He has a negative value.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he goes and borrows other people's money. He goes and pushes out an IPO of a stock that's ridiculously overpriced.
Yeah, if you remember.
To get other people's money. And SpaceX has been living off of the government. You're talking about a welfare queen of the highest proportions, whose rockets are not fit for purpose. I mean, they are incompetent to the highest degree. And say, I did an analysis where Space Karen was invented, but I compared SpaceX's rocket capabilities to that of North Korea.
Trillionaire.
Guess who had a better capability? North Korea.
Well, of course. I mean, they're following
it is
the great
beyond
Tuche philosophy.
incompetence. And so the fact that people would buy it, if you paid for SpaceX stock, in my opinion, this is not meant for financial advice, you are a sucker, right?
Yeah.
And until
Shots fired.
until the current current administration gets kicked out, our ability to terminate SpaceX's contracts with the federal government is going to be very difficult. But eventually, we're coming for it, right? We want to make SpaceX no longer dependent upon and sucking off the taxpayer. They can do their own private thing, be subject to environmental laws, everyone else, or they live in Texas. That's the other.
Or they live in Texas and then get in trouble with their neighbors, the Cards Against Humanity guys.
maybe they should move to Alberta because they could probably get
go to Alberta. Yeah, great idea. Thanks, Landon.
It is beyond. And people say, the fanboys, they can't even orbit the Earth with their starships.
Right.
But the fairings.
Mr. Space Karen claimed that they're going to be by this time doing multiple trips to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Per year.
Yeah, but he also said he was going to have a taxi service. And
Earth.
Amazing.
And they cheer on their failures, right? As opposed to, we did a bad thing and so forth. There now, again, it is be better for SpaceX to go bankrupt, and for the people employed in it to be no longer be employed than to have them continue the environmental damage and the debris that the garbage they put up in space that's hazarding their people. So, but this is merely my opinion. I would encourage you to review SpaceX and form your own conclusion.
There used to be a list of that, but yeah, Mikey, what up? How you doing?
Hi everyone.
Hi, Mikey.
I went and got lemonade.
Hey.
Invisible
I see
aid?
you have a green screen glass.
Invisible lemonade.
Wait, hold on. Do you have a green screen background of a wall hanging and a cat tree? Is that what's going on?
No, he's got he's got a
okay.
green screen on, and only the cup is green.
Okay, yeah, that
Actually,
makes more sense. I was like, that's a weird background.
That's so clever.
No, that makes sense, yeah.
I adore that.
Is my green screen on? Wait. Oh my god, my green screen's on too. Look,
Let me make.
I have an invisible 8-bit DO controller.
Oh
These
my
are
God.
cool. They're invisible.
And that,
But
and
you
that
don't have the
illegal
moon.
fire extinguisher is also invisible too.
No.
So
My fire extinguisher is also green screen green because it's Halon.
about Space Karen. So
Mm.
I think it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Destin, who runs the channel Smarter Every Day, he's an engineer. He lives in Huntsville, Alabama, right there in Rocket
Interesting
City.
person.
His dad worked in for the Apollo program. He's been a space guy his whole life, and he's been an engineer because we put a lot of money into this space thing. So we trained a lot of people, and the South is full of brilliant engineers, despite their accents and whatever people might think about them. He got an opportunity to get in front of NASA and give a talk. And he was not nice and conciliatory and blowing smoke where the sun don't shine. He asked them I'm looking at what your Artemis plans are. What exactly is your plan to get from moon orbit to the surface and back?
Yes.
What is the ship that you're going to do? Are we going or not, guys? Because you're saying we're going, but you're telling me that you have this ship that's going to do these things and you're testing it. And it's supposed to be ready to go in 18 months. Are we going or not, guys?
You have the ideas of a plan.
I'm a huge Apollo guy, so I'm like, I was aware of the orbits and how they got things, and then like launching back up and catching back up to the. I get it. It's very cool, but all of that shit made sense. Instead of doing all of the shit that Apollo did, they want to just go straight at the motherfucker with intense speed, stop on a dime, fucking spin around 80 times, and then drop back down.
Yeah,
It's like,
and Mikey,
don't have
it's
a
like
crap
a
to do with any of
3-story tall monstrosity, a tippy-toppy thing, whose center mass is way above the thing, and the astronauts have to basically climb up the top and go down to the surface and bring stuff, whatever they're doing to build a land base, back up, and then hope that it works. When again, it hasn't even orbited Earth, let alone
you know what I would like to see someone do from NASA? I would like to see someone from NASA make a Starship replica in Kerbal Space Program and just land it and take off a few times from the moon, because Kerbal Space Program is space flight. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Kerbal Space Program is like space flight on super easy mode. And that is a design that anyone who plays Kerbal Space Program will tell you, no, that's a stupid design. You need a wide base, and you do not need a 3-story tall launch tower that if it falls over at all, that's it. You're done. What are you going to do? You're not recovering that.
I will give Mikey 2 points here. First off, everything he's saying can pretty much be like copy pasted to everything the current U.S. administration is doing. Like, hey, the experts say this won't work. Yeah, but what if we did it anyway? So
what if we just slammed our heads against the wall?
His shirt is fucking on point because Jack Skellington. Skellington, right? Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, there you go. You guys match.
Yeah. So hey, guess what his name is?
Zero.
Is it Jack?
Is Zero?
Oh,
Zero.
Okay.
See, I know what's up.
Zero.
I don't know.
So
What do you mean you don't know? Have you not seen?
So also you mentioned about the Mikey about the landing thing. So we were trying to put a 1-meter class telescope at South Pole of the Moon to be serviced by astronauts, right? And so NASA was telling us that the first time they'd have payload space for not just environmental or building moon base would have been Artemis 7, now Artemis 8. And so we were working on the, going back to SpaceX and saying, okay, your first milestone was 2018, and this was like 2024. We understand things are hard. Where are you on the thing of getting to your first milestone? Because we need to know when to get our telescope ready. Because if you design it too soon and it's delayed a long time, then you're basically using
your tech is old.
Technology. Yeah. And they couldn't. Instead, they were thrilled to show us various camera views of the rockets blowing up.
Oh,
like that's impressive.
Right? That was the thing. Look at this cool view.
The Chinese have been doing fireworks for eons.
Yeah.
Right?
I understand, Mikey.
We know what black
you're
powder
about.
is.
The selection of SpaceX was done by the interim NASA administrator. So it wasn't appointed one, it was an interim administrator. And this NASA administrator, they had NASA engineers reviewing it, and the NASA engineering team unanimously said this rock is unfit for purpose. The interim NASA administrator, she overrode the NASA engineering and put out her own conclusion saying we award SpaceX. After doing that, 2 weeks later, she was hired by SpaceX as
you don't say.
Yeah, weird corruption. So every company has like that person whose job is to make that bad idea, just so that the smart people can be like, oh yeah, that's wrong, and this is why, and that thought train gets them to go in a better direction. Like there's always that person. There's always the Portals Wheatley kind of like, oh yeah, I'm going to make an idea that sounds right but is wrong, so that the smart people actually can kind of springboard off of it. Everything Elon Musk has ever done is what happens if you give that person power.
Yeah.
I have the list of predictions and comments by Elon Musk that I have pulled up. That is dated.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, so SpaceX specifically says reusable rocketry. Elon Musk has emphasized fully reusable rockets as essential for affordable space access, with SpaceX's Falcon 9 program achieving the first successful booster landing on December 21st, 2015. Following earlier development efforts targeting mid-decade reusable milestones, by late 2024, the company had conducted hundreds of such recoveries, enabling boosters to fly multiple missions and demonstrating partial reusability in operational launches. Partial. For the next generation Starship system, Musk committed to a rapid testing cadence. No.
Cadence is right.
No, it is cadence. Yeah. Okay, I'm not wrong. Using prototypes to iterate toward full reusability using both boosters and upper stage recovery. Integrated flight tests in 2023 encountered explosions and other failures during ascent and re-entry phases, providing data for refinements. Progress accelerated in 2024, culminating in the first successful booster catch by mechanical arms at the launch site during the 5th flight test on October 13th. These reusable advancements align with
down to reach the Earth is the easy part, right? That's that's not a great thing. No. They did this back in 1969 on the moon. So don't tell me about this reusable thing that's somehow amazing tech. No.
My thing with the reusable is, okay, let's just go with something old school. Some sort of a missile thing. Let's take archery, right? We've been shooting arrows for thousands of years. Mm-hmm. When you go into the Olympics, how many times do you fire an arrow before you say, hey, it's been fired and that's caused micro damage and it's not reliable anymore? Once. I've done archery.
Mikey, you're muted.
Please continue your list.
I was gonna say because even if you look at like a plane engine, like the way that they have to forge that metal during maintenance, they have to X-ray that motherfucker. They have to get in with a micron
because those jet engine blades are single crystals.
The whole
that have no defects.
Yeah, the entire way through. So they have
a jet engine.
Take a 70-foot building and just microwave it or microscope it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a jet engine and a helicopter engine are technically the same machine, except a helicopter engine does it in a different way that causes the heat to kind of build. So there's kind of a trick in the exhaust because the exhaust of a helicopter engine is actually hot enough to melt the engine.
Right.
So, like, you think about these issues that we have here.
Yeah.
They have the same issues on crack.
Yes.
Okay, I have an idea. One idea, 2 words. Space helicopter.
Oh. So yes, the Mars helicopter was really quite successful.
Yes, it was.
At a very thin atmosphere, about 1%, and they did it. But Chesh, please continue your list.
Is your microphone backwards, Chesh? I have to ask because I have a Yeti and it sounds far away.
It should.
It is backwards because I can see the knobs.
I have it this way.
The red light should be at you.
Yeah, you should be looking at the light.
I'm just gonna bend it down further.
Or I think it's using your camera because it's not even
your guys should be hearing this. Outside is hearing this.
Chesh hates us. We get shitty Chesh.
Correct.
And the internet gets good Chesh.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now that I understand, I have nothing else to say.
Okay. Mars colonization timeline. I'm skipping Tesla because
here we go.
We're talking about space. In 2016, Elon Musk committed to advancing humanity towards becoming a multi-planetary species through SpaceX's efforts to establish a self-sustaining presence on Mars. This vision includes launching uncrewed Starship missions to Mars as early as 2026 to test entry, descent, and landing technologies, with prior 2025 statements targeting late 2026 for the first uncrewed flight, accompanied by caveats such as a 50% chance of success. However, the most direct recent update is the February 9th, 2026 announcement delaying Mars ambitions by 5 to 7 years to prioritize lunar missions.
No.
I.e., we can't even get to the moon. We're not going to Mars anytime soon because we suck.
He himself has no clue as to how difficult it is to get to Mars. He just thinks he just envisions it and is done. By the way, 2026 was not the first time his prediction of being landing on Mars. He had much earlier dates that he said he's going to be on Mars.
Can't hear you landing. I'm in the Hyperloop.
Yeah. But you look at this person is the quintessential scammer, right?
Snake oil salesman.
The Hyperloop, the solar tile stuff, the Cybertruck, the Tesla semi, X.
There are Cybertrucks,
Twitter,
all over where I am. I hate
all those things. It just scam using other people's money to then borrow against that with other people's money, right? He is not the his evaluation that some people give it is just basically fluff. It's a high. And you look at SpaceX, the SpaceX stock doesn't even have a PD ratio because there's no profits or earnings, right? They're vacuous. And the fact that people gave them money shows there's a greater sucker.
Prioritizing lunar missions, shifting uncrewed cargo flights to 2030 per the official roadmap, with crewed missions potentially following thereafter if precursors succeed. Musk has outlined which they have not. Musk has outlined a long-term goal of transporting 1 million people to Mars by 2050.
Oh my god.
I have watched this fucker play Path of Exile. I don't trust him.
Oh my god!
It is. Seriously,
open his map.
Just incompetence of the highest order. The problem is that he's one of those fat cats that people worship.
Oh
right?
my god!
And
the thing is that it
gets
like,
funnier.
Oh
yeah,
please, there's more.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah,
there have been so many, like as I said, delayed deadlines and overcomplication of designs and strategies, and there's no one holding them accountable.
So
right?
it's almost like Elon Musk was just in Doge and he just got rid of all the people that would have been holding him accountable.
Oh,
I see. Hopefully starting in 2029,
just
a bipartisan effort will terminate SpaceX's contracts with the government and will then investigate and hold them accountable for I believe what appears to be fraud of the taxpayer.
Or maybe the Death Note will fall from the sky and land in my lap. I don't know.
And then we'll see how the SpaceX shares, the value just like plummets. As soon as that government contract gets terminated, it's gonna plummet. And then whoever has invested, whoever has invested in that, good luck.
I mean, you realize that SpaceX, that their profitability they claim to have, that this 26 trillion or number of trillions of dollars of profitability would require everyone's disposable income. So we're not talking about the people who are barely surviving or getting on paycheck to paycheck but have money, disposable income. Would require every person who has disposable income on the planet to pay them $26,000 a year forever, right? And that'll give them enough money to achieve their goals.
Let Chesh get her point off, and then I have one.
I think that flat earthers should be spending more time talking about how much of a failure Elon Musk is, because it would be a way better point in their favor.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
but they like stupidity.
Shifted.
So my thing is, you look at Elon Musk, you look at Cheeto Hitler, you look at what they've done their entire lives. They get in and they asset strip, and that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
And you have all these idiots who are like, yeah, go. Like, dude, they literally have you bent over a barrel. They're literally like fucking your asshole inside out.
No,
but
that's
they're telling
figurative.
you it's the other guy. They're telling you it's the other guy, and you're believing them.
Yes.
Why? It's so funny.
Speaking of pounding assholes, this worship of
what a segue.
This religious person is been there. For example, Bill Gates. People know I have disrespected that man and consider his wealth to be ill-gotten gains because he was a convicted monopolist, and now he appears to be a PDF expert and is part of is mentioned frequently in the Trump Epstein files. Trademark.
Yeah. It's funny how the oligarchs, how all these oligarchs came in, told the people to not trust the government, then took over that government, and are still telling the people not to trust the government and to trust them, and then, sucking the government dry, which means sucking the people dry. And people are just like, yay! And I'm like, bruh.
Manya, where is your microphone?
Yeah, mine's mic's speaking pretty bad. When you look at like anything like
I just got really confused. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, anybody that wants to abuse power is going to tend to shift towards power. So you always have to be on the lookout for that. And for some reason, for the last since Reagan, big time, we've just been like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
So I do have hope that we can terminate SpaceX's is living off of the taxpayer teat, because things like NASA is spread throughout the country, throughout congressional districts and senatorial districts. It's a bipartisan thing, and when Agent Orange and the Gentleman Putin organization is no longer in charge of the White House, we'll be able to investigate that, terminate the contracts, and begin procurement of more realistic things. But until then, I don't expect the current fat cats to terminate Space Karen's stuff, or let alone try him for potential alleged defrauding of the taxpayer. But that's alleged.
The United States. We don't
and election interference
accountable.
Yeah, a lot of that. Not just in this country either. A lot of countries have been doing some election interference.
Well, he's in trouble in other countries too. That's one of the reasons why I am convinced Elon Musk is broke as fuck.
But he can hide behind the United States military.
Can he though? I don't know.
For now,
maybe.
So for now, yes. Apparently, yes. I would love it to be proven wrong on that. I would love to be proven
So what's
wrong
the
on that.
difference between him being put in a prison and then him being free and having to hide from everybody, so he has to put himself into a prison?
Comfort.
Yeah.
Comfort is the answer there.
Well, he's
what
got
I would love to see
never leave his compound ever again.
I'm pretty sure he's also like the kind of guy. He's very, very lonely and has no friends. So isolating him would change nothing about his life.
It's almost like that might push him over the edge.
Oh man!
Oh no!
What a shame.
Give him more drugs. Give him more drugs. Let him think he's stolen all this money. Give him everything he wants until he finally just pops.
But Mikey, he said he's not on.
Pops like a pimple.
The drug test he took proved it.
He probably used someone else's pee, just like he used someone else's account on all of his video games. He's a cheater, so there's no way he did a clean drop. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my god!
If I keep going,
wait, who here knows Path of Exile enough to know how bad his failure on Path of Exile was?
I watched some videos of people discussing it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's.
I love him. So in his video, he was ignoring the "your inventory is full, you can't loot" sound and trying to loot.
Yeah.
He was passing up like god tier loot to try to pick up vendor trash. And then he died to garbage that he literally could have had like one passive skill that would have killed.
All right, I'm gonna keep going because this gets worse. So
before you get going, I'm actually gonna step out because I was only ever planning to be here for a little while because I have like probably 6 or so hours tomorrow that I'm going to stream. I already streamed today, and I am. Yeah. I want to
go. By the way,
I want to not be live.
Go subscribe to Dapper's channel.
150 something million.
It's educational. It's worth the money, and his pooter will be back, and he'll be doing great things.
Sleepy little boy.
Yeah, and remember, tomorrow is not my birthday stream, even though it is my birthday. Instead, I'm doing a Flag Day stream to celebrate America. And if you think that the fact that it happens to correspond with my birthday, and I've done a birthday stream every year prior to this, you're wrong. This is all about America.
All about America.
Did you watch that song I told you to watch?
Yeah. Dapper, would you like a Ceratosaurus skull for your birthday? I will send you the file that I'm not supposed to send because it's a paid file.
Hey,
I'm okay.
Dapper, don't leave. Dapper, don't leave. You got to give me 30 seconds. I got to show you something.
Go for it.
Oh.
I'm not even going to count.
I'm going to make Mikey big so we can see whatever Mikey's doing here.
Yes.
Yeah.
He left.
Oh, I like the guitars in the background.
Yeah, Mikey's cool.
Mikey is cool. I'm glad Mikey's here, man. I've been missing Mikey.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while since Do we want Monty to talk about her entry into Star Trek while he comes back? Oh, never mind, he's back.
Okay.
We all just sit here waiting patiently.
Welcome back.
So my wife is adorable, and
Yes,
she made a confession. She's like, I bought something. I was like, whatever. It's your money. Whatever. Who cares? This is how you know you picked the right one, Dapper.
Oh, that's beautiful. Love it.
Nice.
That's really nice. Yeah, that's
well done. Wow.
You were not allowed to divorce this one.
No,
it's illegal now.
no.
I was like, dude, that's so sick.
That is awesome.
Excellent.
All right. Yeah, that is very cool.
Give her the multiple thumbs up from us, if you please.
What
You
happens
get
if I do
double
this?
thumbs up from everybody.
Yay.
Awesome.
Everyone said double thumbs up.
All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. If people want to see more of me, I'll be live, again, not for my birthday, tomorrow, which is my birthday, at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern.
And not for Flag Day either?
No, it's definitely for Flag Day, because I am celebrating America and all the wonderful things that America has done, because America has never done anything bad ever. And
Canada's the inventor of war crimes, but America is pure.
Yep.
We
Never a bad thing.
All the flag code violations that Hegseth commits on a daily basis. Every time
Is a violation. Dude, Hegseth just is a fucking violation.
I can't an American flag.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, bye,
And of course, you
Bye.
can say, with the South Park song of Big Hegseth is a fucking douche. That song, right?
I can't believe he quoted the fucking Pulp Fiction Bible quote. And immediately fucking lynched. Like honestly,
so funny.
Having grown up, so my family is all from North Texas and South Oklahoma, and so having grown up around that, 10 years ago, having someone do that and not having like the next day's news report being like, oh yeah, they were found horribly massacred in their own home. That's like insulting. Like really?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The Christians really lost
I grew up in evangelical Christianity. You guys have fallen. Your hatred used to be more aimed than this.
You couldn't even have like a gay character in something without the Southern Baptist fucking like get the crosses. We're burning them in your. I mean, get the
Happy Pride, everybody. By the way.
So Chesh can say this because I sent her pictures of the graffiti in the outhouses.
Yeah.
At my work, which Cheshire's a new one. It just says "fuck Trump" in great big letters. I haven't sent it to you because I don't usually use that site and I haven't gone back to get a picture of it. Somebody has been posting Bible verses, like has print out sticker Bible verses they've been sticking over it, and one of them is the Lord's Prayers, and it's like they've straight out. Like his says debts, uses the word debts, and somebody has lined it out and put trespasses. That is how fucking insane these people usually are. And it's like, really, you're that insane, but you're okay with Hegseth?
You're gonna leave this one alone?
Yeah, right?
Wacky.
Which, by the way, guys, I've told a few people, I really want to print my own like fun Bible verse stickers and put them over the Bible verse stickers because he only uses like the same three. John 3:16.
Yeah, you're gonna get some choice Bible verses.
I want some choice. So if anybody has like ideas for some really choice, perfect, pristine Bible stickers to put over somebody else's Bible stickers, I would love that.
That'd be great. If I keep reading
this, it's gonna get add to that list. You said
I only because you guys have to hear this like next 2 sentences. Otherwise, like I feel like I'll have felt like I failed you. Musk has outlined a long-term goal of transporting 1 million people to Mars by 2050, enabling a city-scale colony through scalable transportation and local resource exploitation.
On Mars, you mean?
On Mars.
Oh, okay.
Local.
That place that has no current resources.
Yeah. Did we need rust? Were we out of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Rust.
Were we out of dirt? Dust.
We're out of carbon dioxide.
There's dust there.
There's
dust there.
Yeah.
Are people really like it's like what is going on?
Oh my god. Achieving these timeline faces technical challenge.
Like
That's an understatement.
Like
Such as demonstrating orbital refueling of starship tankers. As in demonstrating we can do the thing we're saying we're going to do.
I understand, Chish, what they're talking about is they can't launch Starship with enough fuel to get to the moon.
Yes.
Okay. So they drop an empty one to orbit the Earth, and they have other starships launch to load fuel into it, which has never been done before. And it requires, that the current estimate is 26 launches, right? That is, they'll have to do more Starship launches than the entire Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo program combined.
And they keep blowing up anyway.
Starship to go to the moon to do the space elevator.
So what
what's happening is that
go for it, Manya.
There was a scientific paper that was launched in 2024 around the SpaceX human Mars scenario to use Starship, and they concluded, based on the information provided by SpaceX, that and also the authors' assumptions, they could not produce a feasible mission scenario. They couldn't even do that. And the paper also said the Mars model did not close. The return flight opportunity failed because the system mass was too large. And major technological gaps remain in areas such as power supply. It also stated that even assuming 100% recovery of crew consumables, the authors were not able to find a feasible Starship Mars mission scenario. So they can't develop a scenario where this mission would be successful or even applicable. And so it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
there are people
like,
already looking into this and telling you this is a bad idea.
My point I was going to make
at this stage.
You look at let's just take current transportation. I'm a trucker. I have a CEL. I have a Class A license. You look at
beer is ready.
How far can a truck go? Well, it can go a few hundred miles. Then it needs to refuel. Yeah, but we can make it all the way across the country. Why? Well, because we have refueling stations. And they take that kind of math and look, this truck can do this. And they try to apply it to space, something that we don't have refueling stations for. And well, look, what if we do this? Well, that math only works here right now because we already have the infrastructure. You can't apply that math to a system where we don't have that infrastructure.
You could build the infrastructure, but is it worth it?
So as a person who's actually working in the trucking industry, what is your opinion of the Tesla semi?
Okay, Nikola, not Tesla, the Nikola.
So I'm going to give you a unbiased, I am not a right wing, I am not a left wing, I am an independent. I'm going to give you a non-political bias. The Tesla semi kicks motherfucking ass as far as torque and ability. However, its range and longevity is pathetic. So it is basically min-maxed into one stat. So we have some Tesla semis that work in my area. And they go up. I work in Central California, and I go up towards Yosemite, so I'm going up towards Yosemite, and they do what's called Deadwood. It's a big, steep grade, similar to, everyone's heard of the Grapevine. It's similar to that grade. And it's okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you heard of the Grapevine. Yeah, yep. That's a big grade down
by number of times.
My personal truck is over-engined, and the Teslas that work in the area, pulling more weight than me, can pass me. They are fantastic at what they do. Okay. It is one of those, it is absolutely fantastic at what it does. It's garbage at everything else. And when you come around the corner of the mountain and you see one of those things coming at you, your brain does not recognize truck. And I have seen so many people freak out and almost pile their car up because of that.
Oh, interesting.
We're just to test it. So what does it not do versus what does it do? What do you not do with it, right? You talk about the range or the longevity.
Yeah, so basically electric trucks are really good local. They don't do cross country, they don't do anything like long range. They do local. So here it's like Doritos, it's like chips. It's that, distribution, the main distribution center, they send the Tesla truck out to hit the little local towns. It's great at that. Now to get from my Doritos hub here to the main Doritos hub over, back east, yeah, it's garbage for that. It's absolute garbage for that. So
and how long does it take to fully charge, and how long does it take before you replace the batteries? And how much of the mass is in batteries?
So the batteries are actually a huge portion of the weight, but the side effect, the side on that is they also don't have the engine weight that they have. So they lose engine weight. Because like my engine in my truck is several thousand pounds, and my fuel is several thousand pounds. So when you go to the Tesla, well, the engine is lighter, but the battery is heavier. It ends up being ultimately a little bit heavier overall. And again, it's exchanged some range for a massive amount of torque.
And so how important is torque in doing these local deliveries, right? Is it to get the 0 to 60?
Only important if you're in like mountainous regions. For flat ground, it's not a big difference.
You don't need torque for that.
Yeah, I mean we've all driven, we've all been behind a truck, and like some take off a little faster than others. That's the difference. That's it. They're going to be on the slow side.
It's making me think of the Tesla truck again. Like on paper, it's specs great, practice garbage.
Yeah, we're talking about this Tesla Semi, not the Cybertruck. Right?
Yes, I'm just thinking the way I'm like processing the information. I'm like, so it's got this thing that it should, in theory, be good at. In practice, is it actually?
And the
it sounds like it's really specific.
The recharging station at Gronkowski, you're not going to take the Tesla truck and go to one of those Tesla stations and jack in and charge it, right? You have to have a massive substation to dump the charge in it, and then of course, because it's so fast, those batteries have an even shorter lifespan than the Cybertruck, for example.
Yeah. So what I would say as again, I have a CDL, I have a commercial class A. I've been driving for almost 15 years now. I think electric trucks are ultimately where we are heading to. I think the current generation of them is a good start.
Yeah.
But I think it is a start. I think we always make mistakes at first. I think right now we're making our mistakes. Nothing we have right now is going to be the solution.
But in Europe, for example, it is like Mercedes and BMW trucks that are doing city stuff that are do it for far lower cost than the Tesla Semi by car companies, right? Because the difference is those are automobile companies with history to understand how to build a truck fleet and how to maintain it, as opposed to grift.
Well, Red Cedar
and again,
in chat
Musk is asset strapping.
Is asking electric trains for long haul and electric trucks for local? Question mark.
Yeah, in fact, hybrid trains, right? A diesel generator to do electric train is done frequently, and
I think some countries are already experimenting with long haul electric, like the hybrid trains with electrical and your regular engines.
That's what they should do for semis, where you can slap a 50-gallon diesel tank on it and let it regenerate itself, and then that plus the regenerative rate, do something to or have a way to retrofit all of the trucks that we already have.
I love your stuff. I love your point. I will let you know that like 50 gallons is you're misunderstanding diesel. So my truck is considered neutered. My work truck is considered neutered because I currently only carry 120 gallons.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
so 200 and 300 gallons is more what you're in there. So you have the right idea. You have the right idea. I'm only adjusting your number.
Yeah, but in Europe, electric trucks or hybrid trucks for doing the local delivery like the Tesla Semi is talking about is done, but there's done by car companies that understand automobiles, not grift. Yeah. And the value proposition is much higher because it's a matter of I think the longevity of it is poor. and the maintenance is poor, and the turnaround time is poor. Yes, there's a configuration you can do, and you can go 0 to whatever in whatever time. That's not why you get a truck.
No, it's not. My work truck gets a massive 5 miles to the gallon on average. When I'm pulling a grade, I get less than 1 miles per gallon. What I will say about like Elon Musk about that, and not just him, but just that kind of caliber of businessman in general. He is very insanely good at finding what the next thing is and trying to market off of it. So he gets very successful ideas and poisons them. I think everything Elon Musk touches is likely to be the next good thing, but whatever Elon Musk is pushing is likely to be the wrong direction.
Except for the the solar tiles. Tesla solar tiles was out on fraud. The whole his solar roadways, another thing. His Hyperloop, another thing. So he is quite frequent to market himself to his fanboys, and then try to pull off that sort of grift. He's not an innovator, in my opinion. He's a grifter, and particularly if you use your money.
He is 100%. He's a grifter.
He uses your money to buy out somebody with a good idea and then wrecks it.
What he does, he uses his money to get you to spend your money, to get you to give your money to him
initially, but he doesn't have any money
than
anymore.
He spent originally.
He doesn't have any money anymore. That was before.
Well, yeah. So everybody knows I am a trucker. Before being a trucker, I was a college student, and I studied at a business college, and I studied economics. I studied business. I studied business administration. I studied civics. So I do have some background in that. Some. I'm not an expert. I am basically just a layman who has enough understanding to understand what's being said, with the caveat that sometimes I have to do some research to figure out exactly, make sure. And I do typically make sure that I understand. I will never say something that I have not, to my best knowledge, understood. What Musk does, what the current group around him does, they find the kind of where things are going, and then they pull from it, and they poison against it. And the reason they do that is because their current investments are in the old system. They don't want things to change. They don't want things to update. Their money comes from where it was. So they pull every bit of asset they can from where it's going to kind of collapse that, so they can keep it where it was. That's not sustainable. That's going to collapse at some point, and every bit of money they make, all of that income, all of that Musk becoming a trillionaire, that's coming out of the working class. That's coming out of our retirements. That's coming out of our future. That's coming out of, our kids' future, our grandkids' future. Things that haven't happened yet, they're already pulling the money out of it. That's where that income is coming from. And the sooner we can get all the dipshits in all of the red states who just for some reason have thought that these people are the ones protecting them to realize that these people are the ones that are curb stomping them, the better we are.
There's an interesting tech shift that is in the process of going on right now, particularly with some of the movements of places like France and the EU. Canada as well, but on like a little bit of a different. We're doing one of these. We're like we're doing some finagly bullshit, but with the EU specifically, with changing away from Windows into Linux. As soon as France is done doing that and has their proof of concept, the rest of the EU is going to follow. So Microsoft is going to be fucked. Like Microsoft is going to be is basically going to collapse in on itself.
Again, I went to a business college 15 years ago, and my major was business administration with an emphasis on software technologies and applications. So I did classes where we built computers from scratch. back when we used IDE cables and round IDE cables weren't a thing. So kids, the cables, the SATA cables in your computer, those didn't used to exist. We used to use these great big flat cables.
Yeah.
I used to make fucking bank taking an X-Acto knife and carefully cutting those flat cables apart, all 64 freaking lines of them, and binding them and making my own custom round cables and selling those. I used to make money doing that. So that's my background. That's where I came from. And you look at kind of that aspect of it, that technology aspect of it, and the current direction is always known, and that group always knows like where things are going. And
it's investment.
You look at politicians, you look at Musk, you look at Trump, you look at that kind of group, and they leech off of that, and they leech more and more and more and more.
Trump doesn't have any real money either.
No, Trump has no real money.
If only he was
Trump has no real money.
If only he was friends with somebody with spy technology to figure out what the next idea was.
If only he was friends with the guy that was real good with computers and go bleep 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 and do his
the sweeps and the creeps.
Wait, that's what he said about Musk during the election. Oh, weird. And then when we look at the Harris votes, there's weird, like on the graphic, there's squares missing. Human votes don't make squares. Sure, weird that.
All these squares make a circle.
So anyway, this problem of these fat cats is it's not a Trump thing or Agent Orange thing. This is a problem of this worldwide people that are extorting to populism, and you can find this all over the country. You have that C word lady who used to run a fish shop, Pauline Hanson, who's doing One Nation in Australia, where Australians are potentially on the verge of giving that person prime ministership. You have people like Nigel Farage, who's another Nazi sympathizer in England doing stuff. You have of course you have people like Vladimir Putin or Netanyahu as war criminals, as well as of course Agent Orange in the White House. This is not just him. It seems to be this world phenomenon. Now, there's other countries like Hungary who seem to have kicked out their Nazi sympathizer. But,
we know that Trump's going to be considered a war criminal, right? Like he hasn't been tried yet, but we know that that's like he bombed this.
No. He's a war criminal. He's committed war crimes. So is Hegseth. So has a lot of his other.
Like people, they shot the Vietnam boat or the boat in Venezuela. Yeah. And like killed the survivors in the water. Like there's Well, they took Zombieland advice.
They were talking Trump. Trump was talking like, it looked like they were gonna write the boat. That was a 28-foot boat. So my dad has a 22-foot boat. Mm-hmm. There is no fucking way in hell that my dad and I, in our current health, could turn his boat over if it was capsized. Zero chance we turned that boat over. So
I just know that like a couple of times the president of the United States has been considered as somebody to do war crimes. There's just never any like consequences for that.
Oh yeah.
But like
again, when I was trucking, fun fact, I didn't like Obama. And I still don't like Obama. I don't think Obama was a good president. That said, like people will be like, "Oh, well, you just hate this." No, it's because the president is currently doing things the president is not supposed to do and committing war crimes. And for some reason, despite the fact that civics is a required class in all 50 fucking states, nobody understands civics. Like, the president is not supposed to do this. This is illegal.
Do you guys have is there a misconception, do you think, among American citizens about what the president is supposed to be, like what their job is?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
but understand that Trump doesn't give a damn, right? He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the country. He doesn't care about his Republican Party. He only cares about himself.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be useful for him at the time, he'll use you. He regards people who sit around and sycophant himself as suckers. And again, he doesn't give a damn about you. He doesn't give about the country.
Well, I wanted to ask your vibe check on it, just because this not very often am I outnumbered by Americans on my streams. Usually the Americans are minorities. So I wanted to get a vibe check. I'll ask Dapper later. But yeah, no, I think there's always like a lot going on, and geopolitically things are just like 52 pickup right now. So we're gonna have to see where some of this stuff lands. There might end up being some very serious consequences for some of these oligarchs in America in the rest of the world. Like it might not be up to America to deal with this. You know what I mean?
I agree. These fat cats are in trouble. It's not just the U.S. This unfortunately is a worldwide phenomenon that sometimes these fat cats use populism to gain traction, right? And that's one of the reasons. That's people
America
who are
isn't
not
the only place with oligarchs,
like Space Karen, and allegedly, use the populism stuff. Look what happened in Northern Ireland, right, where there was an attack, and then people basically lost their things and went after people who didn't look like they, quote, didn't look native, right, is a thing, but ended up that the people came out of the woodworks, people sympathizing with this sort of Reform UK type crowd and worse, who basically used that as example to get the rage going, right? They want to basically say, I'm upset at this. Look at these bad people, right? Is what they do, and then try to get you to say, oh, therefore I want this person because that person gets me. They don't like these other people.
Tribalism.
Yeah. What I see in U.S. politics from, and I both sides, because we are pretty much binary. We have Republicans and Democrats, and everything else doesn't matter. Both sides are so focused on what the other side is doing wrong, both from the politicians and from the general public perspective. They don't see what their own side is doing wrong. They are so focused on what the other side's doing that they can start out war criming each other. And now it's not about, hey, I'm doing right. It's about, hey, I'm not doing as wrong as that guy. And that kind of has been snowballing for generations, and we're getting some really weird, my wifey's grandma, she is a Trump supporter. She only supports Trump because he's anti-abortion. That's it. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter. He could be out there fucking drowning babies.
Single issue voters have been a thing for a long time.
It doesn't matter. He's anti-abortion. That's all that matters.
Because populists try to find an emotional thing like your grandmother and harp on that, and therefore they get that, they collect those followers because they don't. And by the way, Trump doesn't give a damn about abortion.
Oh God,
and he's probably it would not be surprising to find that people in the Trump Epstein trademark of files have been forced to get abortion because Trump doesn't want kids to bother him, right? I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Not Elon.
That's just, I mean, it's kind of.
I don't know how he's paying child support. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, it's kind of in there that Trump threw a baby in a river or some dumb shit like that. So I mean, like it's there. It's kind of like when you look at like the Bible Belt, when you look at these like the people that really support Trump, and they're they're the abortion capital of the United States, they're the murder capital of the United States, they're crime capital of the United States, but they're so good at like, oh, but it's the guy over there. Look at that one. Look at that one.
Yeah. And that's what populists do.
Like I get that people are saying like, oh, the tribalism's up and this is up. Dunning-Kruger, I love you guys to death. Everyone's not as enlightened and brilliant and empathetic and smart as you guys. These motherfuckers is racist.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Plain and simple. And because things were calm and the financials were stable, there was a lot of peace had spread out everywhere. So they didn't need to raise their voice about anything. And then that black guy got in there. And then now we get to have our like the civil rights movement from the 60s is not complete. we are not finished. We don't have an ERA.
No, because those people are in power right now.
We haven't fixed the 13th Amendment. There's a lot of shit that needs doing. And motherfuckers are quick to remind you that we need to go back to the good old days of everything just being
And I keep
normal.
asking them.
Don't worry about social issues. That's
what someone, the same thing someone did.
According to
when I was in high school,
according to the Supreme Court, that there isn't racism anymore. And therefore the voting rights act there is there. But of course that's because there's a bunch of Uncle Thomases on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And
there's this person who kept
Uncle
saying
Thomas, the most most unfit for being a Supreme Court justice that the Supreme Court has ever seen.
And there was this person who kept saying, right, that, oh, we need to go back to the good old days. And I was like, which good old days are you talking about? Is it the one when women couldn't get abortion, when gays weren't recognized and they didn't get any medical...
When people used to be hung because they looked at the wrong way. They look.
I like naming a year. I like asking for a date.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. I'm like, which year are you talking about? And I aed that person, and that person has never streamed since. So I'm just like,
I'm just appeals to the brown people that were eating dogs and cats in Minnesota, and then a bunch of racists come out of the worker and say, yes, I'm gonna support that party.
I'm with Mikey on this. There's like a huge thing that I think people don't talk about enough, and it is like the digging the heels in to try to turn because a black guy got in power. There is not a whole ton of talk about what Obama did wrong as president. There is a whole lot.
There's all sorts of talk about what Obama did wrong. But when you say, okay, well, what was it like? Well,
yeah, and that's not to say that Obama didn't do things wrong. It's to say that their issue with Obama is that he was black.
Obama is also a war criminal. Obama also committed a war crime.
And Zeralon, shut up for a second. And Michelle. People ignore how fucking much Michelle Obama has done as a black woman in a position of power to do shit and be like an incredibly strong woman in a position to do shit.
She said, hey, can the kids not eat garbage for lunch? And they said, shut the fuck up, black girl.
Honestly, I think the best part about Barack Obama's presidency was Michelle Obama.
Yeah, and I say,
like I said, Obama is a war criminal. He did dumb shit.
I never met Obama, but it was actually Michelle that I met at a convention and was super impressed with her in terms of her articulation and her poise and her a really sharp sharp mind. And said,
she's so good. Obama had to rip her off
because she was phoning her husband. I might take a look at him as well. But yeah, Michelle Obama is a real amazing.
We keep forgetting.
The only president I met was Bill Clinton, and his handshake was wet. But I met him the same day I met Britney Spears. So I mean,
but yes,
both of them also we keep forgetting that both of them are highly educated lawyers. Like
we've met at Harvard Law.
Harvard Law, and you compare them to Melania Trump and Donald Trump. Like what the fuck?
Like both of them are nerds, and this is what I want. Everyone acts like the Obamas are like just like hood rat cup. I'm like, these are some fucking constitutional lawyers. They're fucking bookworms, dude. Just serious bookworms.
There's another thing that's about this too, that is because there's the racism factor, which I think is a very, very big factor.
Yes.
But there's a secondary factor, and it is the straight up disdain that a large number or a large portion of the population of the United States has with education and with knowing things.
Yeah, it's like the issue. And that's the thing, right? These oligarchs, they have studied with their inheritance and with the money that they've had in the best institutions that are out there that money can provide. But for some reason, they're telling the regular people, oh, no.
Don't do that.
That's not worth it. You don't need that. You need real world experience.
I have a bit.
I'm just like, bitch.
I have a little bit of pushback, and it's that the University of Toronto has bodied Harvard for years in how high of an education is concerned.
Yeah. So again, I'm from California. I'm from Central California, but my family is all from South Oklahoma, North Texas, and I live back there summers. I've spent a lot of time back there. With the U.S. and education, what you get is the red states pushing back against education, specifically because, well, science says that the Bible isn't exactly literal. Like, yeah, that because reality says that your simple literal belief isn't correct. That doesn't mean that there's no Jeebus.
It also says that black people aren't worse than you. Oh no.
It enables their hatred, it enables their racism, and racism is everyone's like, oh, racism dead in the United States. No, it's not. It's alive and well.
Tom makes a good point too.
The United States, the only one I haven't been to is Maine. Racism is alive and well in every state I've been to. It's more prevalent in some than others.
Sure, yeah.
But it's there. And ignoring that is a big part of the problem.
Tom makes an interesting point as well in the chat and says that it doesn't help that education in the United States is becoming more unaffordable for medium income families. Well, especially if we're talking about secondary education. Like we're talking about like university and college, right? Like just the way that the United States' system works is, I think there's an issue globally with education, and it's that it doesn't get.
I gotta stop you. You said United States system works. No, it doesn't.
No, how it works. Not that it,
all
right, take the correction. Okay.
You're trying to
make her forget her point.
Don't make her forget. Will it be how it functions, or that is also wrong? That it doesn't function at all?
No, it doesn't function at all.
How it fails to function, how it fails to work.
There's a global issue with education in that we do not revise the way we do it often enough. So it's not that all of the curriculum is wrong. I'm not saying that, because that gets revised relatively often. It's the way we do education as a whole does not get revised ever in some cases.
I agree.
So one thing that's always really grinds my gears is people tell you, oh, I went to college, got a 4-year degree, got a career, and
got a job.
I'm retired now, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty standard. How much did you pay for your class, and what year was that? I'm like, let me think. That was 82. I think I paid $2,800 a semester. It's like, go fuck yourself.
So Mikey,
my dad paid $25,000 for me to go to college, and I didn't get a degree.
When I entered college, I used egg money. I was an egg farmer. And it was $35 a unit for tuition, and I paid cash, and no one told me. By the way, no one told me that I had to graduate from high school or take an SAT. I just went up there and said, "Oh, I want to take this class. It's English, math. That's stuff I do in high school," and I just paid them cash. And took classes, and I became a college student because you do that.
And the fact that none of the adults said or piped up or went to like school board meetings or anything or boycotted these colleges when they went from 1,500 to 3,000 to it was going to be at least mid 6 figures for me to get a music degree.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm sorry,
beyond approach.
And it's like, so how would I ever pay that back? Like the median salary for a music director or a band director for a high school is like $50,000. I'd be paying that off for 2,000 years.
Yep.
And this is a big problem in the United States in general, is people like, oh, well, it would be so expensive to offer this for students. It would be so expensive to offer healthcare. It would be so expensive to offer this. But then they don't look at the cost of what we get for not doing that. Like, okay, well, what's the other side? It's like, I have friends in Germany. I have friends, overseas. And like, cool. Yeah, I have like crap healthcare compared to them. I pay 3 times what they pay, and they're on universal health care. If they want to go to college, they can go to college. My dad paid for me. I had to pay to go. And it's just the cost, like, oh yeah, well, it would cost so much. No, it wouldn't. Look at it in the long run. And another thing Americans do is they think, well, what do I get out of it? And they don't add in like, well, what's the societal benefit? Well, if I put $100 into my local, community and I get $500 back, that's great.
Somehow the oligarchs have been able to create this disconnect between, spending as a society, as a collective for the benefit of future generation. They have created that break so.
Yeah, because they changed they shifted the language.
Somehow is mass mouth money.
No, they changed the language because they talk about it as if it's an expense, as if it's a cost, and not an investment, which is what it actually is.
Correct.
Yeah. How they have been able to do that, and how have people accepted it? I don't get it.
Massive amounts of money.
I just don't get it.
No, it's the education problem.
Massive amounts of money and misinformation, a lot of which comes down to Reagan changing one of the laws that allowed things like Fox Broadcasting to pretend that they're news and push out propaganda under the name of news. So a lot of that comes down to that.
Yeah. There's a huge the other issue is also like
when I was
the
in
overarching wealth gap, right? The access to education and education being poor, right? Because so the access to education is expensive. The schools aren't getting enough funding. And then there is also that the education system isn't even necessarily doing that well on its own in the first place. So even if you want to invest in schooling, the investment doesn't pay off at the end of the day. So it makes it not feasible regardless.
Correct. And
go ahead, Mani.
You add to that a lot of laws and regulations, and things get put off of like average numbers, and you like, oh well, I'm in California. The average income is $140,000, but you take the top 5% off, and suddenly the average income is $30,000. I'm like, what happened? Well, it's because that 10% makes millions of dollars, and the rest of us don't. So when you go off the average, well, those really wealthy class who can afford lobbyists, they're doing great. They're living large, and the rest of us are eating shit. Well, the rest of us can't afford the lobbyists to push laws in our favor like they can. And honestly, that's kind of one of the failures of democracy, is that once you get kind of that corrupted seed in, it's going to grow.
Yeah, that's not a failure of democracy. That's a failure of the jerry-rigged, duct tape democracy that the United States has. This is the other problem with the United States.
One of Wifey's
marketing.
Cousins,
No.
In New Zealand,
knocked up when she was a teenager. I think she might have been 18, but she was young when she got knocked up. And we had her husband and their parents over for, I think it was Christmas.
I'm
lost. The dad was talking about this and that. And
I'm also lost.
He's big time Trumpy. And this was back. This was when Biden won. This was during Biden. Okay. This was right before that election. It was right before the 2020 election. And he was talking about this like, well, I really like gerrymandering. I think it really got. I'm like, dude, can you explain to me, please, give me one benefit to gerrymandering.
Oh yeah.
One.
Okay.
Come on. I'm open.
I said jerry-rigged and sent him on a whole fucking thing. Go ahead, Mani.
Yeah. If I may, in New Zealand, education is affordable. There's no interest rate if you borrow to get educated in universities and stuff.
Which is country shame us all.
Zero. And then they will let you take like gap years if you want to in paying back loans, the education loans. And and when I was doing my level 7, because I was already working in the field, I only had to pay for the unit cost. That's it. I didn't have to pay for anything else.
There's a marketing issue in the United States, like an identity problem. And it is a twofold identity problem that has a whole lot of other things all wrapped into this twofold problem. One is hyper individualism. So the nationalism is a problem, yes, but it is wrapped up into this hyper individualism where every individual in the United States is their own person and the rules don't necessarily really apply to them because they just want what they want and they're not in my backyard kind of stuff. Then you have, or the I'm going to be a rich person one day and I don't want to have to pay extra taxes, blah, 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 blah. It's this hyper idealism. Oh, sorry, hyper individualism. Then there's this, what is sold to the American people to identify what the United States actually is and actually does. And the thing is the United States doesn't exactly... The people in the United States have been huffing a lot of their own smoke. You know what I mean? Like, lot of their own sniffing farts. Where it's like, all right, well, America's got the greatest military in the world, and we can do whatever we want anywhere, and look, we're going to go here, and we're just going to blow those people up and take their shit. Oh, yeah, and also we have the American dream, and we're the richest country in the world, and we're amazing. And it's just like, guys, there's America, and then there's everybody else, everywhere else, and nobody cares about everywhere else. Oh, we only care about America. And it's like, guys, you need to stop.
What we have, Chesh, what we have, I think you're hitting it pretty right on the head there. What we have is the American like ideal and dream, and then we have capitalism, and they were working really well for a while. And then capitalism just like,
you mean when there was regulations?
And we've started capitalizing on things that shouldn't be capitalized on, like, things that people would die without this. Well, then it should never be capitalized on, ever. That should be banned. That should be like, if you mention capitalizing on that, you should be beaten in the streets. Like back in the early days in the United States, that would have happened. It would have been like, you think we should, focus on capitalism and over the American people? Yeah, you're bad.
I hate to smudge your rosy-colored glasses on American history, but was that before or after they enslaved people?
Oh fuck no! I give that to you.
It was during.
I am not ever. Don't ever think I think that America was ever perfect. I think
that's what you said. And I mean, you just might want to be careful what you say before you glamorize any period of American history, especially financially, because no. It was always at someone's expense.
We were founded on shit. We were founded on taking from everybody else. We
still do it today.
We still
that's not the Walt Disney version of American history.
Yeah, like that's what that's why I'm pushing back on it. That's why
I don't think we were ever perfect.
That's why I'm pushing back on it from the jump. Is like I think you should automatically adjust your framework on how you're even trying to like encapsulate what you're trying to say. There has never been a period in this country where we have done anything that was beneficial to others that didn't directly just scrape it out of the mouth of some child. You know what I mean? We don't do good.
I would reframe it because it's part of what I'm talking about. It's part of that what America sells itself to its people, right? America sells itself to its people. Well, America's never been perfect, which is already like light language given like what's gone on.
Perfect, doing a lot of lifting there.
Well, yeah, exactly. So I would even adjust that language and be like, hey, listen, America's got some really deep-seated problems.
It's a settler colonial state.
Yeah, and it's not a democracy.
What I would respond to Mikey with is, I'm talking more of what the ideals were.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
The ideals have never been what has functioned. And that's kind of what the United States has. We had an ideal that everybody sort of
I'm not sure the ideals
we're saying you didn't.
The ideals said unless you were a white male property owner, you were crap.
No.
That was the idea.
That was the ideals were everybody. The function was if you weren't the white male property owner.
No, this is the propaganda talking.
Not in the Constitution, not in the Article of Confederation. No,
not in the Confederation. It's let's go with douchebag. Let's go with Trump. It's what he says versus what he does.
We're talking about back in
1700s,
right?
Well, no, it's not even that. The thing. Go ahead, Mikey.
I'm just it's ahistorical, like, because that's not true, because it wasn't for everybody. It was only for certain groups of people.
No,
and it continues to be only for
that's not my point. I'm arguing. You're twisting my words.
No. Time. No. I'm gonna stop. Time out. I'm timing it out here. We can debate this if we would like, because this is Debate Hub. However, I'll clarify. What Zerlon is trying to say, and what Zerlon is getting at, is that there is an idealized idea of what America was supposed to be, and America has not followed through on what it said it wanted to do. Mikey is pushing back, saying that America only promised to do that for like straight white men, and has never actually promised. Sorry, go
ahead. And to further clarify my point, and what it's doing at its current point has been its point to do the entire time. The machine is not broken. The machine is functioning with 100% accuracy.
You said no before I finished. I was going to get to that. But you go ahead. You are the black guy here.
let me in for a second. So Mikey, absolutely, I agree with you. What I am saying is the ideal that was pushed, the ideal isn't what happened. You're going, well, reality is that, and I'm agreeing with you. Reality is not that.
Yeah,
the ideal never existed. The ideal, the entire everything America has been built on is wrong.
But that's what I was saying.
Never existed.
It's a marketing problem. It's a problem that people believe that this was what America was supposed to do, and that was never what America was intended to do, and it's always been taking advantage of people.
My point I was trying to get at was that this was the ideal, this was what was said, and then this is what actually happened. So you jumped on me a little, you jumped on me a second too early, Mikey, because we're on the same page. You and I are 100% in agreement with this.
But I feel like even that belief that like that Americana, everybody gets a Thunderbird and we all go get milkshakes at the drive-in, like that bullshit, that was only sold to some people. Like there isn't a unified American theory of
100%
governance, because it seems like to me what we've been dealing with for the last 30 years is Republicans saying, I'm going to push the line as far as fucking possible, get as much as I can, because the Democrats will have we'll have to clean it. We'll have to clean it up. And then the Democrats were like, and then the Democrats, let me finish.
Let him finish.
Let me finish the whole point. So then after Republicans fuck it up, the Democrats say, fine, we'll clean it up, but we're going to leave one marginalized group out. So every time that there's a cleanup, one group gets pushed out of the thing. So up until the last election where they said, all right, Muslims, you got to get pushed out of the group this time. Your stuff has to get thrown out. And then she lost the election, and Elon cheated.
And Elon super cheated.
And
so let's back Mikey up. Let's give him a wave of extra bump here.
You can just talk to me and not at me. That's kind of awkward. Like, hi.
No, I'm
he's talking to chat.
Nice to see
I'm talking to chat. I would love to talk to you because you seem to be a very. This is my first.
Might be a good idea to set up a conversation between you guys. Yeah, on Debate Hub.
Yeah, you seem like somebody I would enjoy talking with.
Chesh,
I'm talking to chat.
Chesh is like,
what?
When did I volunteer?
Debate Hub event. Not that they're debating, but the discussion on their
discussion. Yeah, that's what it. Didn't I say discussion?
Let me put my point here.
Yes, you did.
Texas. Yeah. Texas is the heart of bullshit white America, and I say that with my family coming from Texas. Republicans have had control of Texas for 27 years. Mm-hmm. For 27 years, do you know what Republicans' message has been? We need to fix what the Democrats have done. They've been in control for 27 years. It's not that they need to fix it. It's not that it's broken. It's the system is working exactly as intended. And it's exactly as intended.
Just, again, marketing.
It's racist bullshit and needs to be fucking taken down.
I like that this is all just variations of everybody agrees with everything Chesh said.
All right, next topic.
Because at the end of the day, if the system wasn't broken, then we wouldn't be voting to get people out to replace the people who have broken the system. Right. If we needed a whole complete upheaval, then it would be pitchfork time instead of voting time. So until the voting doesn't work, and then it will be pitchfork time, and then I won't be streaming anymore.
Is it
valid
or Mikey as the stream progresses is just like moving out of the frame like more and
he's
more
inching
and more.
ever so further out.
Ever so, like,
Manya, you are not somebody to be saying that shit.
New topic.
Oh yeah, I got a great topic. You guys, I mean, we
Please.
are at the end of this stream. Usually this is around the time we end at 2 hours. But if I got one that I brought ready to go if you guys really want to.
Yes,
Go for it. Drop it.
If you kill the last person of a race, does it count as a genocide?
No. Okay, so
genocide
you're
already
talking
happened.
about you're talking about the Tuvix thing. It's if you kill the
genocide has
only
already
person of
happened
a
in
race.
my opinion. If there's only one person left of that race, that's it. I'm
Does-
out. Bye.
Does it require intent, right? If you
Yeah.
if someone accidentally, like let's say you have a disease and they catch it and die, versus you say I want to in that racial group or that ethnic group, and that's the last person. I think it's intent.
This is like the last. I'm gonna just say this is the last person of a race that did exist, because I know there's an alternate one that Zeralon we can get to, but in this one there is one person left of a species. Let's call it a species.
I will call intent is required, and South Park did a fantastic episode on this. Every crime is a hate crime.
Yes.
Did
If I
you
may.
take this person out because they were that species or for a different reason? So let's say the last person, this last person, and you're like, you know what? They stole my parking space, so I shot them in the face. No, that is not a genocide. However, they're of this last race, so I shot them in the face. That is a genocide. I think intent is 100% required. Crime
I
either
don't
way,
agree.
murder either way, but only genocide if the intent is.
Nah,
I
murder
do not- I
is
do not agree.
Murder's bad,
unjustified.
okay?
If somebody take
I
my
do
parking
not
spot
agree.
and I killed them, that was justified.
I do not agree.
Well, I
do
could have
not
killed
agree
half
that
my
intent matters.
coworkers yesterday.
Hey, tell
in my
us why,
opinion-
Manya. Tell us why.
Because the thing is that that's one last person left. Okay, when the population started depleting of that particular species, what did we do to support them? Did we support them, or we just let them, keep on dying? Was it disease? Did we do something about that? Was it economics? Did we do something about that? No. Yeah, then it was genocide. We let it happen. We fucking let it happen, and then that one last person left doesn't matter. Everybody else of this species is dead, so it's already happened. So no, intent doesn't matter, in my opinion.
So if intent doesn't matter, can you ever charge somebody for murder?
Murder is also intentional, yeah.
Intent doesn't matter. Intent
No,
doesn't
but
matter.
then we have
What's the difference
manslaughter,
in homicide and murder?
What Manya's
Yeah,
saying is if the
manslaughter.
number of them
Number
dwindles
is depleting.
from a million to 500,000 to 1,000 to 10,
Yeah.
and then
What
there's
did we
one
do to
last
support
person. Now the last person goes. It's already been established.
genocide already
that
happened.
Same is
we don't-
happening
yeah.
in
we've
Palestine.
intended by our lack of action, we've already showed an intent to ensure the
To let
destruction
it
of,
go.
of those people.
It's already happening in
No,
Palestine. The
we-
whole world is just sitting back and watching and doing nothing. We are all
But-
culpable in that genocide.
Correct.
But you're confusing we with I.
Huh?
Nope, no. You know what that is? You know what that is? That's that American hyper individualism. Boom!
No, not quite. I get your point. I get your point in your chest, but that's not quite the point I'm
The
making.
danger of centrism.
It's the difference of if are we looking at it
I
at
don't-
a cultural level, a societal level, or we're looking at an
I
individual
don't
level?
care. I don't
So we're
care.
looking at two people.
I don't care.
Okay, so you don't care. So two people.
No.
If one person kills another, is it immediately based off
I'm
the culture?
not talking about two people at all. I'm just talking. There was a population that was self-sustainable at one point on this planet, and now there's
Right,
like just
but we're
even-
talking about
even-
a single. We're talking about the last one. So we're down to individuals.
Yeah,
So,
I'm saying genocide has already happened.
Right.
I'm just saying genocide has
The fact
already
that there's
happened.
only one left.
So
The fact that there's one left means that
let's
we've
throw a
already been
situation
complicit.
here. Yeah, let's throw a situation. Let's say somebody walks into a gas station and shoots 4 people in the face, and one of those people was the last remaining person with any Cherokee blood
The
ever.
genocide has already happened. It's already happened.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter if it was
that
one
trigger
person.
pull genocide? If the genocide's already happened, is that trigger pull genocide? Because you're saying the genocide's already happened.
That's the last step. That's the last step.
Right. But he shot 4 people.
It's still genocide, but it's already happened. That's the last step. You cannot say that that's not genocide.
For the $50 it was in the register.
No. So I'm sorry. It does not require you to exterminate the last person of a class to be genocidal maniac.
But that's the last step. That's the final step.
And that is not the so don't equate genocide with you happen to kill the last person, right? If you are, genocide is the act. It doesn't matter how many other people might be there.
It's whole or in part.
Landon, if I may, I'm very passionate about this topic. Obviously,
apparently,
killing that last person, whatever the reason, is the final step. It's part of that process. Genocide is not one action; it's a process over years that happens. It doesn't happen overnight. Maybe what happened when you drop a nuke, like that happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, maybe. But apart from that, it's that happens over generations. It's not one step.
It's a
process that happens, and that is the final step.
I would point out
whatever the reason was.
The wider scope.
I would point out
on wider scope. I think I agree with Manya.
I would point out that even dropping a nuke and obliterating, with how global our current planet is, even dropping a nuke and wiping out an entire country, or like a country based on, like if you were to wipe out Australia in its totality, you would still you would not complete a genocide, because we're spread out enough that there would still be people who are Australian living in other countries.
Yeah. Sure. But I'm just saying, I'm using an example. If you do that to one particular species like that.
Well, I'm adding to your point, right?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, where I think the disconnect between my view and Manya's view is she's connecting the totality of genocide, which I agree with, to the individual action, and I think they have to be weighed at their scale. So an individual action has to be weighed.
That's a final action. That's a final action.
So let me put it this way. Let's go back to my thing. So a guy walks into a gas station and he shoots 4 people, and one of them happens to be the last Cherokee ever.
It's irrelevant.
I think that is the completion.
It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter if the last person of some class or not.
Yeah.
If your intent is to exterminate a class of people, you're a genocidal maniac, whether you compensate or not.
Correct. I think if that guy was in there because he wanted to get rid of all of the Cherokees, it's genocide. I think if he's in there because he wants the $50 that's in the cash register, it's murder, but it did finish the genocide.
You're saying it's coincidental.
Society has done. And I think you have to take that, with one guy versus society. And the one guy can be innocent of genocide, guilty of murder, while society is still guilty of the genocide.
Depends, how was it enabled? That murder, how was that enabled? That one person, last person is left, right?
If the butts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. All of us have benefited and detracted and everything from all of history, and it is such a convoluted web. So just myself personally, if I trace my ancestry back, I go back to 3 different black slaves, and I go back to 3 different slave owners. So did I benefit, or was it a detractor from slavery? I don't know.
It's not a good question. It's a bad question.
It's one of those there is no right answer. The answer is
because it's a bad question.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bad question. Society has been detracted by slavery. Society as a whole, whether I individually have benefited or been detracted by it, is to society.
Bad question.
My thing is
Well, can we like
Doesn't mean genocide didn't happen.
can we fix that question? Because I think they would have to. Sorry, go ahead.
So to fix the question is to you have to reframe it in a way that is actually useful and has some utility to it. How have certain companies benefited from slavery? How have certain we need hows rather than
now we're cooking fire.
I would make another adjustment, and I would say you cannot.
There's bank records. You know, we know who has benefited. We know.
Those who have profited. Those who have profited from the exploitation. How have they continued to exploit?
There's a switch going on here, though. Keep in mind that what I said earlier, which is that hyper-individualism. You don't ask this question from the direction of a singular individual. You ask this question from a point of view of a demographic because you're already talking about demographics. You don't say, oh, does this one thing benefit from this whole plethora of blah, blah, blah? And the answer is, well, no, because you're scaling the question in a way that doesn't make any sense. So if you were to adjust the question...
Just has it on notes.
If you
ask me a question as society and ask me a question as an individual, and I might give two different answers.
Well, yeah, because in one, both you and Landon have brought up the point of intent. Were you trying to kill the last person, or was it coincidental? But I would throw in a wrench to that, and I would say, if you were aware that this person, like, if there's the last person of an entire species that exists, we probably know who they are. And if you don't know who they are you negligent and culpable in this way of negligence or lack of giving a shit in whatever situation you're in?
Small nitpick, we're all the same species.
I'm purposefully making a different species.
Honestly,
I did that on purpose.
So as an American, and I don't want to throw any. Let me preface this with what was done to African Americans, what was done to the African community in general was absolutely atrocious. I don't want to slight that in any of the slightest, but what's done to the Native American population was so much worse. So when we look at the Native American
population, I don't think so. There's comparison.
I don't think that's a relevant.
You're stopping. You're giving me at my preface here. Look at what has happened. We have very much since the whole reservation, which was a failed system. Since all of that, we have very much interbred into and been slowly accumulating that to the point hey guys, I'm 1/16 Cherokee. I don't care. We have been slowly absorbing that to the point that we've taken a culture, and it's a genocide with no deaths. It's a genocide where we're just absorbing that culture and pushing it over after that. And it's not the deaths that started. Not the deaths that started it. But
it's
since
not about how
point,
it's
genocide is the destruction of a culture. If you absorb it and get rid of it, you've still destroyed that culture.
Yeah, but the thing is that you're saying that that's what happened with the church. No, I think that's a topic we need to talk about another day on another show, if I may.
Just one clarifying thing. Who is we?
I'm speaking American society, white society in general.
Okay, I was just wondering who is
we? Because I mean, my best friends have been victims of racism and genocide. So,
as I am clearly neon white, I do not for one second debate. I do not contest that I have benefited from a lot of atrocities.
So funny. It's so funny.
Hold on, Monty. Let me jump in here real quick, bro. So you keep saying the same phrase, you're trying to apologize. Has anyone ever asked you to apologize for your ancestors?
My ancestors?
Yeah, who's you reflexively said it 4 times that you're not responsible for that. Do people come up to you and ask you to apologize for them? Because I don't know that happens. Okay, it comes off like the look. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know what I mean. But then someone says something awful. But when you say I'm not trying to make excuses for my ancestors, But so it's like,
I'm not.
why
Here's
do you
the
say
thing.
that part?
Here's the thing with my because that's what it gets pushed to a lot.
But that hasn't happened.
By who?
I can't apologize for my ancestors. I have no ability to apologize.
No
for my
one's
ancestors.
asked you to, and that's why I was wondering why it was weird that you kept bringing it up.
I have been asked to apologize for my ancestors.
Not by us. That's what I'm
no,
saying.
no, not by you. Not by you.
Right, so why are we fielding that question when we did not ask it?
Right. But it's common, so I tend to throw it out ahead of time because that is typically the common response.
Where?
Hey,
so I try to kind of like
you're Southern though. You know what this means? A hit dog will holler.
I'm not actually Southern. I'm from California.
Well,
my family's Southern.
A hit dog a holler will mean if there's a bunch of dogs laying around and I kick my boot off and it goes flying across the room and it lands, I'll know which dog I hit.
Correct.
Why are you making all this yipes? It's like no boot has been thrown yet, but you can say I didn't get hit by a boot. It's like, all right.
So you're assuming you're making the assumption that no boot has been thrown at me.
No, wait.
No.
He
asked you the question.
Let me respond with another Southern phrase. This is not my first rodeo. I've been in conversations like this before.
It's not my first rodeo either.
Guys, he's got kicked puppy syndrome.
What is usually not from you, but what is, and again, I'm speaking to chat, not to you. I'm responding to what is usually the first thing thrown at me.
The thing is that, Zirilion, if I may, all right? It's okay to talk to the chat. Listen to me. But Mikey's asking you question and you're responding to him. Then you need to answer his question instead of talking to the chat.
Well, the
chat didn't ask you that question.
My point is, again, I'm already loving Mikey. I already want to have more conversation with Mikey. I speak to
Mikey.
Kind of the chat. That's kind of my thing. Yeah, I'm directing everything at the chat. Everything at the chat.
Why?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that.
I want to wait. No, Mon, you don't tell him not to. I want to know why first. Why are you directing everything at chat?
Yes, why? Yeah, that's a good question, Chesh. You're right.
Well, because we're on the YouTubes and we're here to entertain the chat. So that's who we're here for. We're here for the chat.
No,
we're having a conversation and they get to listen in. That's all that is.
Well, here's wait. Here's the thing. Wait. How do you think you entertain the chat? Because the conversation is the thing that tends to entertain the chat. I can watch chat. You don't need to worry about that. That's my job. That's what I'm here for.
So you're mistaking me saying chat with like the actual text in
the live chat. No, I know what you mean. I'm not making that mistake. I know what you're dancing around, and I'm poking at you.
I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to make sure that I'm phrasing things in a way that keeps the people that are watching engaged. I want to make sure that our conversation keeps those people in the loop.
Engaged is the wrong word.
The Rum and Coke has been successful tonight. I think that.
Don't you try to end my show, bitch!
Anytime,
hey, put them reins down.
Like those are fired. You've done good.
Those are the teal reins. Those are Chesh's reins. Put those down, Manya. Thank you.
No, they're mine.
No,
I'm running away.
Let me cut through the bullshit for a second and let me like just dart this on the board here because I think I can do that because I know what everybody's dancing around here from varying perspectives. Zeralon is getting ahead of put the cart ahead of the horse by preempting criticism that he's a white guy trying to have a conversation about clearly black issues that people are going to be like, well, you're white, why the fuck are you talking about this? And why are you framing this way, da-da-da-da-da. So he's trying to get ahead of that to not have to deal with it later or yada, 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 yada. Now, why he's doing that is likely due to his experiences from X, Y, and Z and assumptions that people do make about him in one way or another. etc., etc., etc. On the other hand, Mikey's like, none of us are making those assumptions. Nobody in the chat right now is saying that. And if you have to put the cart before the horse that hard, are you sure what you're saying isn't actually just problematic? That's what everybody's getting at.
Yeah, no, so again, Mikey, and I will talk straight to Mikey this time. I will even look at my camera.
That's a different issue.
Yeah, I have been a cross-country trucker, so I have been drowned with the most racist white pieces of garbage the United States has to offer for years. And I am so used to dealing with them, it is really hard to deal with actual sane people at this point. So I apologize if any of my phrasing gets like a little weird. I am so used to having to be 10 steps ahead to not just be like, well, but the Bible says that black people can be slaves because they're from an adjacent country.
This is a thing that happens. The people who talk to flat earthers or young earth creationists all the time, they forget that that not everybody is a flat earther and not everybody is going to assume you're racist.
Not everybody is god awful. I'm so used to dealing with god awful people that I'm having trouble dealing with good people, and I'm sorry.
Well, there's also a likelihood that again, some of the stuff that we were talking about, right? And Mikey, correct me if you think I'm wrong here. Some of the stuff that we've talked about is the issues that America is steeped in these things. So even some of the verbiage and phrasing that you're not even aware of or noticing because of how steeped Zerolon is in this stuff in his day-to-day life, that he's using phrasing that would otherwise be problematic. And he doesn't even know it because, and that's certainly not his intent, right?
And I'm not everyone's favorite political commentator. I have very like revolutionary leftist kind of things, but not on some like let's get out the guillotines and all that stuff, but on some like looking at this as an adult now. This was written by a bunch of syphilis laden crayon eaters. You know what I mean? Like even,
stop putting these people on a pedestal.
Mike, you be fair. They didn't have crayons.
Chalk and crayons, because crayons were a little bit late in the
lead crayons.
You know what I mean? Like the lead crayon brigade wrote this. Like it's full of contradictions. The amendments don't make any sense, and it is not written in a way that is beneficial. Like, I'm a secular humanist at the end of the day. So if there's going to be a system that I want to put forward, it needs to do the most good for the most people. I don't give a shit about political parties. I think they're a waste of time, and I think that there should be, like, if they want the pageantry of dancing around and having parties, and here comes all these musical acts, I don't care about that stuff. I want the trains to run on time. I want people to have free healthcare like the rest of the Western civilized world. I want basic normal shit, and I want politics to go back to being boring. I want my science funded. You know,
Mikey wants to move to Canada.
I want more telescopes and less bombs. Like this is like basic normie shit that I feel like most people agree with.
100% agree with all of that.
But with the two-party duopoly that we currently live under, my statements just then are what? Anti-fascist and deemed illegal by this administration. You know what I mean?
You know what?
So hold on. I'll land right here. So with all of that being said,
I love Rum Coke night.
When I'm dealing with other people, I literally have no time, patience, or inclination to dilly-dally about the facts and about what is and what isn't. So when people say, and you didn't, you know, and I just more or less tried to tease it out of you there, but back when our economy was better, it's like, better for who? Like, we've always had this constant cycle of grinding up smaller things to make bigger things. And I'm sick of it. Like, I want us to stop grinding people up, and I want us to just sit back for a second, reflect on our mistakes, learn, and start planting some seeds. I want 1 million doctors a year. You know, I want dumb shit. Like, I want 1 million scientists a year so that we can start spreading goodwill and get some clinics across across continents. You know what I mean? I want us to be the force of good that you were talking about in the ideals earlier. But that don't happen when we have to like tiptoe around racists. No, we punch them in the face, gut them in the street, and keep going.
All right, my turn. So, Mikey, I'll tell you this: when those fucking fascists comes to all their power, and you have to stand against them, and it's just you, and you have that wave of fucking white supremacists in your face, I can say with pride, I will be shoulder to shoulder with you fighting them.
Oh, you got
we
me.
Can disagree.
No, hold on, you got me fucked up. That was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. White people, white people, this is all on y'all. We ain't doing shit. Clean up your mess. Aisle 3.
No, this is shit that started fucking 50 goddamn years ago. This is shit. Wait, what? Where are we having our 250th anniversary? Yeah, this is shit that started 250 years ago. This is shit that has been snowballing for centuries.
White people, clean up aisle 3.
Absolutely.
I agree. We didn't do this
100%.
The non-documented people didn't do this shit. The trans people didn't do this shit. It was white women and white men that voted him in. Get to clean it up. Go get your ass a mop and a bucket and clean this shit up. Ain't nobody helping y'all.
The hell of it is. So one of my coworkers that voted the fucking orange douchebag in, his wife's an illegal. I know trans people that have supported him. I know everybody. It's stupid motherfuckers that have put in for the stupid motherfucker, and now we have to fight all of them, even though when the fight is done, if that side wins, they're just going to turn around and eat them.
I'm going to ask a question, and I might actually put another spark here. Doesn't matter that the guy, your friend, who voted for this orange guy has a wife who is illegal. Does that thing matter?
Well, JD Vance has a wife who's like.
I want to make something very clear. Hold on. Before
he voted.
Donald Trump has a wife who's from like outside of the country.
I'm just saying. The reason I'm asking. Hold on. Let me just
stop eating
this question.
Stop eating your microphone. I'm gonna kill you.
Manya,
still close.
Okay.
Let me interrupt you. Let me one point first. My best friend, since I was a child, is no longer my friend because he supports Trump. So keep that in mind when you answer your.
I'm asking this question
because he supports Trump.
Hold on a minute. The reason I'm asking is because these people, as you said, these are privileged people who have voted Trump in. They hold on a minute. They don't care that what their partners go through because they're blind to it. I don't think so. It matters if someone has a partner. Like it's like as if, again, why I bring this up is because I always feel like that it's always the illegals or the immigrants who somehow have this burden to incite this empathy in their partners. I'm like, doesn't matter if their partner was illegal or an immigrant. They still voted that way. They will keep voting that way because they are that way.
Let me put it to you, Manya. This guy, I'm in Central California.
Pardon what? Sorry, hold on. What, Mikey? What did you say?
They'll just buy another one.
Just buy another one.
I will kill you.
I'm serious. They just
no, he's right.
They'll buy another one.
So that's what I'm saying. It's always brought up that that the person has a partner, like who's the vice president, right? His wife is
JD Vance.
JD Vance.
Brown. His wife is brown.
Usha.
It's as if why is it her burden to incite any empathy in this guy in any way by being his wife?
Why hasn't she put a dagger in his neck? I mean, what? No, so Manya, this guy, he was Hispanic.
Keep saying. I'm gonna just go pee and come back.
He was Hispanic. His wife is Hispanic. His parents are illegal immigrants. His family is illegal immigrants. I'm gonna put illegal, but I put the same emphasis that you do. I'm not gonna mince the words. It's it's illegal, but I don't put the same emphasis on it that it would be like the group with like, oh
no, I think there's an issue. I think there is an issue with
those
the
people are
language.
colored, but not in a racist way. I just mean it in a colored way,
Yeah.
No. Because some of them are white.
But that's what
some of them are white.
That's what you're misunderstanding is that you're
you've
using the
immigrated
verbiage
illegally
of
and
white.
immigrated
You're
illegally.
using the verbiage of white supremacists and trying to claim that you can change it to mean what you want it to mean. Sorry, the dog whistle's already been blown. You can put it down whenever you want.
You're pushing the verbiage whenever you want. Aside because you want to throw it on that end as well.
No. Hold on.
It's already been blown, man.
I'll jump in here. I'll jump in here because there is a verbiage issue specifically with the term illegal immigrant. If you are immigrating and you are in the process of immigrating, you haven't done anything illegal. There's no illegal part of this. So calling people illegal immigrants because they have immigrated and they're in the process of their documentation one way or another, wherever they are in that process, doesn't make them illegal. So what about this guy's family was, one, why does it matter? And two...
Hold on, Trish, you've missed my point. If you be illegal...
But you're missing Mikey's point. Mikey's point is what you're doing. Let me... No. You have made... I'm not gonna, because this is a different issue. The issue is if you're going to talk about these things, which is the thing that you are trying to preempt, right? You're working hard to preempt that you are not doing these things. And Mikey is pointing out that by using the language you're using, you're enabling the thing you're trying not to do, right? So if you want to talk about these things, being aware of how these things are being weaponized against minorities matters, right?
So my point is that goes both ways. So I would say, like,
I don't care about it going both ways or not. It doesn't matter. Does the point stand? Yes or no?
Excuse me, Chesh. It is Pride Month. We have to go both ways.
Oh, valid. We're obligated to be gay in June.
My point. And again, I get where Mikey's coming at, and I agree with the emotion behind it. There is immigration laws, and you can be an illegal immigrant. That does not mean I think that should be illegal.
What makes somebody an illegal immigrant?
Well, there's immigration laws to what you have to do to immigrate. If you have failed to do those and you immigrate, you were an illegal immigrant.
How have you immigrated if you haven't done any of those things?
Well, are you living in the country?
Sure.
I suspect that
if there's
the
laws
phrase
to come in and
illegal
live in the
immigrant
country and
is
you haven't,
used by people to marginalize others, right? And so that's a pejorative term that in fact the law doesn't call it illegal immigrants. There's immigration violations, but people.
So I'll give an example. Actually,
in my opinion,
I'll give an example. When I was in New Zealand, my student visa was about to expire, and I worked with an immigration advisor to try and extend my visa, right? And then he messed up my application, and there was a time period for 2 months when I was in New Zealand. I switched my immigration advisor, and then we were talking to the immigration officers to make another case for me to be able to get a work visa so that I can work. So in those 2 months, when I didn't have a visa, was I an illegal immigrant?
So let me get a local one. We had a student. I
asked you about my situation, Leon. Why are you bringing up another situation?
Because it's related. So we had a student from another.
Doesn't matter.
Oh no, dude! You got to answer her. She said that whole story for you, and then you're talking about something different.
Yeah, like you are just ignoring me.
I'm trying to add a clarification. So
what clarification? You haven't even answered my question yet. What clarification are you going to add?
Whether illegal means bad.
I'm not asking that question. I'm asking you whether
that's a whole other discussion. I think we all agree that
I'm not asking whether it's good or bad. I'm not asking that. I'm asking you according to you. Was I an illegal immigrant?
Technically, yes. Technically.
Which is
Okay.
which is
But
why
according to New Zealand, I was not. You know why? Because I was following the process at that time. I was legal. You know why?
Right. No,
Because
we're not talking about. Are we talking about New Zealand right now? No, we're talking about the United States, which has.
Oh my God.
There's only America and everywhere else, and nobody cares about everywhere else, Vanya.
But the thing is, even when you think about like American immigration law, here living in, I'm in Chicagoland. So Chicago is a sanctuary city. Governor Abbott was sending tour buses up from Texas in the middle of the night in the wintertime and dropped these people off in t-shirts and shorts, and Chicago took care of them. People in Chicago got pissy or whatever, but we did the right thing and we did right by those people and we got them where they
let him
needed to
finish.
be. So it's like I hear what you're saying, but you're misunderstanding that in the rest of the world, you are talking like MAGA. You think that there's some sort of semantic point to what you're saying and the words you're using, but it's irrelevant because you're using the same language as them. It is indistinguishable.
I hate how much sense you make right now, Mikey. So in
I've
that
been here
situation,
a long time.
I've been there.
It's not his first rodeo.
You know, since his conception,
I think you're born that way.
So in that situation, if I had been there, and I'd spent a lot of time in Markham, in that situation, I would have been driving buses getting people out of there. When I speak legality versus when I speak what is right, those are different things. And what is legal and what is right, sadly, rarely align.
Stop.
Okay.
The law talks
a
about
second.
immigration violations. They do not use the phrase
Talk about
illegal immigrant.
illegal.
Illegal immigrant is by racist assholes who don't like what someone looks
real
like.
phrase.
Exactly.
And that's not legal, right? You can have an immigration violation which can lead to legal consequences, but that does not, illegal immigrant is a phrase that's used pejoratively.
It's a slur, dude. It's a slur.
What we're on,
So
what
when
we're on
you
is a
said
euphemism treadmill.
Valid.
What we're on is a euphemism treadmill, and I am in a very red part of California, so I am a bit behind.
It
And
doesn't matter the color of the ground in your area, right?
It's okay. You don't have to. It's okay. You don't have to justify. Just say, "Hey, this phrasing sucks. I didn't realize that. I won't use that phrase now."
Yeah, so it's basically, hey, my exact particular area isn't using the same like linguistics as you are, so I think we're getting a break in there.
No. The problem is that your area is a deep red area and is using the linguistics exactly the way we are saying it is, and you're trying to use it differently, and we are saying when you try to do that, you're actually incidentally enabling these people that you're trying to say that you're not enabling.
Because
and hold on,
let me interrupt a sec. Because we can both agree that the Trump administration and Stephen Miller specifically have a deep-seated animus for Latin American people and their migration and their immigration to this country. So, like, it's no wonder that he's the one making the verbiage. So there isn't a way of, you know what I mean? Because like Obama was the deporter in chief. And Biden did more than Trump did in the first one. So America deports people all the time. But this heinous, vicious attacking people and the social media campaign using loaded language like that. When Melania literally overstayed her visa, worked under the table. Elon overstayed his visa, worked under the table, took cash anyway. That bars you from citizenship. The Trump administration was showing up at people's asylum court cases, which means they're literally documented, but they still get called illegals. You know what I mean? Because that's the parlance of the white supremacists.
Is not a term that you should use. Simple as that.
Yeah. My point that I would bring in is I am an ally in deep, deep red area. So if I use bad termage, correct me on it.
Well,
that's what we're doing.
I hope you.
You have been correct.
I'm on your side. I am on your side.
It's not my
But
side.
As
keep in
a
mind,
person,
yeah, keep
as
in mind
someone-
when you talk to me, I am in like agricultural red California.
We get it.
don't
We
think
get it.
where you
That's-
live is matters. I think it's you. That's focus on you, not where you live.
I'm going to push back on Landon a little bit. Because I think ultimately he is right. However, I think that there's a little bit of nuance to that because when you are soaked in something, you don't know what normal is anymore. So, for example, if you're if you're a child and you grow up in an abusive household, that's normal to you. So if anybody asks you if you're being abused as a child, you don't know because you have no other frame of reference. So if, for example, FTFE was on the channel recently having debates and he had a debate with Chris Shelton, it was a fantastic discussion about whether or not Flat Earth is a cult or not.
Right.
Craig, FTFE, got like sideswiped partially because he's so used to debating and talking to flirfs all the time that he came into the debate ready to talk to Chris like Chris was a flirf. And Chris is not a flirf.
Chris is
not a flirf.
I've known Chris
and so,
for years.
right, if you this is something that where Landon is correct on is that it's up to you to make sure you do not get so steeped in something because you do have access to other things. You have access to the internet. You have access to other people. You have access to, and I'm not saying this to just Zerlon, by the way. This is a general statement. This happens to everybody about everything.
No, I'm an example.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. There's you're not going to know your language is problematic if you're only talking to people who utilize that language. If you start talking to other people that are outside of that sphere, you're going to get these kinds of pushbacks. You're going to get and varying and broadening your consumption and communication lines is going to mitigate that problem, and that's where Landon's correct. Where it's your responsibility to get out and see other things. Like don't always watch American television or American news. Get your news from other countries and see what they're saying about it. Right, exactly. So like all sorts of things like that, and do these kinds of that's what these kinds of fucking discussions are for, right? Is to fucking sometimes these discussions are difficult.
So let me
in the Oakland area here that there were people who would say, who would talk like they're racists and use it too as well, but that's the way I've grown. That's the way I was raised. Don't blame me. It's like, no, you're a racist. If you don't want to be racist, don't be a racist. Don't say, well, that's just the way I was raised, right? No. And I don't know that's what you're doing.
So,
this was a
let me jump in, Landon.
Well, I can't help it because that's the way I was raised, right? No,
and that's why I have so little respect for the founding fathers, because not everybody was a slave owner. There were abolitionists, even from
valid.
didn't have slaves.
Let me jump in. So keep in mind, this is the first conversation I have had in probably 3 months where I have not just been in like deep red California.
This poor man.
I'm not accustomed. I am so accustomed to using their phrasing, and I'm so accustomed to countering their arguments. So please, when you talk to me, I do not for 1 second think that what you are doing is incorrect. Please correct me. But don't assume that I'm going to be on the other side just because I am so used to being just like surrounded by right-wing red truckers.
And I'm going to translate that real quick. Hey, I know nobody's on the panel has done this, but I want just to be clear that for any other time I have this conversation in the future, please understand the context of which I'm coming from, and I am doing my best.
Yay!
That's what I'm here for. Well, that's been a great talk, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Rum and Coke night. I'm blaming Mikey for this. Mikey, this is your fault.
This is why I don't come around. I get everybody's blood all bubbly.
Mikey is awesome. I want to talk
Mikey
Mike
so
more.
Yeah, you should check out the Ben podcast. Check out the Ben podcast if you haven't subscribed. Really, seriously, check out the Ben podcast because this dude is on it. It's a bunch of cool other people, and they talk about
Yeah,
very
like
interesting topics.
have conversations like outside. Yeah, this is so cool. It's so funny, like as being a person, like I'm brown, and there was once this person who told me that because I'm one shade away from being white, I deserve all the racism that's been hurled at me. And I was just like,
I do have I think about, you're talking about this originalist stuff, because it was at Justice Uncle Thomas attended Harvard, the Harvard Law School, and was talking about originalism, and someone shouted up and said, if the founding fathers of originalism is there, you would still be a slave.
Oh, got him.
The founding fathers were racist,
and he was like,
he
was saying, well, he basically said that's insulting. I said, well,
it's true.
well,
Raisin has phrased it perfectly. Love this. Thank you for instigating Mikey, seeing as we're blaming you.
Yeah, blame Mikey. I'm like, but seriously, check out the Ben podcast. I
put a link for everybody. You should go and check them out.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any last words before we get on out of here?
Well, I would say, Dapper would say ICE must be abolished, and I agree. I'm looking forward to trying to terminate for cause those ICE agents that were hired, since a certain date. And I think returning the country back to the fact that nearly every one of us is an immigrant or a son or a daughter or ancestor of immigrants, returning back to respecting immigrants is there. I'm surprised that Agent Orange hasn't removed the phrase of Statue of Liberty because it offends him, right? But I'm sure he'll get around to it. Meanwhile, please, be involved. Don't think that the center of the world is beyond reach, right? You can try even little ways to improve the situation, right? You may not be the person who starts the avalanche change, but you can be part of the local change, and that's what we need is people doing good things, being nice because it's nice to be nice, and don't give up hope. Don't let the a-holes convince you that we're screwed, because people can do the right thing.
I'm Canadian.
I will follow Landon up by saying, hey, let's get things right. Not fix things and bring them back to where they were, because where they were was already broken. We've been broken. We know we're broken. Let's fix it.
What do you think, Manya?
Elon is an asshole.
Money wins.
That's obvious.
Valid.
Elon is an asshole, and arigato gozaimasu.
All right, Mikey, what do you got for last words?
All right. Landon said something very important, and I'll echo the words of our future Empress AOC. They have to earn our fear. Do not give it away. Do not let them see you sweat. What we need to be busying ourselves with is thinking of a functional, utilitarian, ethical way of running this place, because neoliberalism is fucking dead. Okay? Everyone's poor enough, the rich are rich enough, and it doesn't work. So we need to get some of this European socialism on some sectors of this place. Get us into some doctor's visits, so our body parts can stop falling off of us, and we can stop being these horribly sick, overworked mules for capital, for rewards and treats that we will never even get to smell the wrapper of. And unfortunately for MAGA and the Republican Party, they have flown too close to the sun, because the screw worm is here. The strait is still closed. The rockets are blowing up. Coal is a joke. Data centers going up in everybody's backyard, and they got to sell that shit with a smile on their face come November. So you get your fucking lazy asses together, fucking brush your goddamn teeth, put on a clean shirt, and you go register to fucking vote. All right?
Hey.
Get rid of
That's why you want to listen to the BIN podcast. Can you get stuff like that?
and get rid of the fucking assholes who refuse to do anything. If you wanted to sit there and fucking collect the check, guess what? There's a bunch of fucking millennials running around that are all old enough to run for office. And if all they got to do is fucking listen to their fucking constituents and press a button 4 times a day for $100 and how many $1,000 a year? Oh, baby, we're going to be running against all of y'all. We're going to run against every single one of you because we would love to have some fucking money. We'll take your fucking paltry salary as manna from heaven. Because let me tell you something, the millennials are about sick of this bullshit. And when we put this motherfucker back together, it will not look the same. And we will.
And I hope the millennials get out and vote and study the ballots and also even think about running yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's another thing. We need people at
about
levels.
that close. I'm about that close, Landon. I refuse to clean up my mouth. If I go to Washington, I'm talking like this the whole time. They're just gonna.
I mean, given what Trump said, I think that's valid.
They're just gonna have to censor me.
People there. No,
strike my words.
Be yourself. Run yourself.
Right.
Don't run a cleaned image.
Because nobody wants a clean image. They got a fucking.
We need people, not freaking like corporate cogs.
Thank you so much for joining me. I think and us here over on Debate Hub on what show is this? Rum and Coke night. We do this on the second Saturday. We do this on the second Saturday of every month. If you'd like to join us, let me know. Like and share and subscribe. Go check out the BIN podcast. Go check out Zerolon on his Cozy Cats game. And you can see Landon and Manya also here on the last Saturday of every month and sometimes on Fridays watching Volcanoes. And you can see Manya and Zerolon, I believe, are both playing in Star Trek coming up on Top Hats Off. And I believe Landon is playing on Wrath and Glory. And so is Manya. I don't know if Zerolon, are you playing Wrath and Glory?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's a cute dog.
And there's a Volcano show on June 26th. See what Madame Pedley's about.
I'm going to be a little bit up in the air. So subscribe and pay attention because I'm moving. So I'm going to be a little bit all over the place. Adorable doggy.
I got to take over.
Look up.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's so cute. That's a cute dog.
Next
oh
Rum Coke is on your birthday.
20 big bottles of booze.
1 bottle of booze.
Yay!